live. Hi, Internet.
Hey,
Hello, Internet.
stream.
Let me wait for it to kick in on the stream so I can mute the stream.
Yeah, same.
So we don't hear ourselves.
Here it is. Where's the mute?
Oh, come on.
Oh, I just mute the entire tab usually.
Oh, I forgot you could do that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Well then, we're gonna pick up where we left off last week.
Is it actually working?
Yeah.
Huh.
Okay. Cool.
I see
Anyway.
myself. Okay.
Never mind.
Yeah, we're gonna pick up where we left off last week, which
Oh,
was
boy.
you guys demolished a group of minotaurs. I'm gonna call them centaurs. That's wrong. You demolished. Yeah, you demolished a group of minotaurs that were harassing a group or roaming village of half-breeds. Luffy, you recognize them as your old family, the people that raised you, not your biological family, clearly. You reunited with them once the minotaurs were done and found out that they were heading to the nearby town of Lyriel, where you began your journey. So, you went off with them. Luffy, you reunited with some of your childhood friends, a young man named Vizio, who was one of your closer friends, and he had grown up and become big and strong, and was kind of one of the more charismatic ones of the group. Second in command to a young girl named Elime, who basically hero worshipped you in your time with the village, and she had risen to be the leader of the guard of this roaming village. So eventually you reach the town of Lyriel, where you learned that Ultarel has basically fallen. When the Arnway Spire in Silerai seemingly exploded shortly after you guys going to Sigil, quickly after that, the southern tribes united and just started pushing through Ultarel, and due to the chaos caused by the Arnway Spire's explosion, they were easily destroyed. So
Let's not forget the 20 minutes of planning to
Yeah.
fuck with Toral.
I'm getting there.
Yep.
So, yeah, having the chance to be reunited with one of your favorite people in the world, the guard captain of Lyriel, Toral, you tried to plan for about 20 the most planning I've ever seen you do for anything, really. You planned to fuck with the guard captain Toral, which you did, and he was rather exasperated, but also fairly happy to see you guys because he had been overworked, kind of overstressed, and was in need of help protecting this village, which had been kept safe due to his skill in abjuration magic. You roamed, talking to him a good bit, and you found out that Order was one of the main forces kind of keeping the continent safe and making sure the southern tribes were not able to completely and totally overrun. You decided to help out while learning also that these strange red portals had begun opening up kind of at random and then closing, and what looked like red men or demons, as you have come to know them, were passing through, but not in mass or in terribly alarming numbers, but still alarming nonetheless. So on Lyrio, you caught up with Coraldrum, you caught up with Toral, and soon after you guys decided that you needed to head off to the swamp, where a lot of this really began, due to hearing a rumor, or not a rumor so much as hearing that some ancient ruins had surfaced after a recent earthquake. So you guys decided to rest up for the night before heading out, and there was a bit of a existential conversation in which Mist kind of spoke of her feelings on some of the things that were happening recently, and I'm not going to sum those up because it was very emotional and very good. And I could not do it justice.
Oh.
So, we're going to pick up there where the sun is peeking over the horizon. Behind the shield, it's actually kind of a greenish blue color. And you guys are facing the north end of the city. You are looking out beyond the shield.
Wait.
Whoa.
I have some questions, right? They were sleeping,
Yes.
and Ren went off to take a walk. So first of all, when did Ren come back?
Did Ren come back, rather?
Yeah, did Ren come back?
No.
Okay, alright.
Ren!
Oh no.
Okay.
God
When,
damn
when
it.
did Ren leave?
I mean, like, middle of the night.
How many hours? Was Mist up, basically?
She probably, I mean, she knows Mist is
Yeah.
gonna, like,
No.
sleep for the first 4, so she probably would have waited until, like, 3.5 hours, and then booked it before Mist gets up.
I mean, Mist probably noticed, but she didn't, she wouldn't
Yeah.
be awake. Just be like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Bathan might have followed Ren. Or
Well, that's up to you. Ren basically just took a walk around the city and took stock of how many refugees there were,
Okay.
and, like, what the layout is, how many people are, like, what the state of the city is, more or less.
Okay. So, also, once Mist woke up, no one would notice necessarily, but there might have been, like, faint sounds of giggling they were in, like, that weird barn thing, right?
Yep.
Alright.
We were in a barn?
No,
You
we
were
were
in-
just
you
straight
were
out in
near
the
it.
open.
Yeah,
Were
you
we?
were near the barn, not inside.
Oh,
of it.
near it. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't remember being in a barn.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you did not go in.
Okay, I was like, that scene went completely different in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no.
All right. Yeah, I wasn't
Same.
sure, like, if they were or not, but yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah.
Okay.
Whenever anyone gets up, who wakes up first?
Well, first and foremost, Ren, while you were looking around, the city, most of the city had wound down for the night, obviously. It was
Yeah.
rather late/early. It's definitely a little crowded, on, like, the village green surrounding the area. Still behind the barrier, but kind of rubbing up against it in some places. There are tents and hastily constructed, like, lean-tos. Very clear structures that people are trying to help out the refugees. No one's being treated poorly here. And most people the few people you see wandering around don't look upset. People that are very clearly guarding the town look a little harried and stressed. But other than that, there's still some room, but not a lot.
Okay.
Okay, so now it's morning.
Yeah, and Ren would meet them at, like, the exit to town. More or
Okay.
less.
So who wakes up first?
Well, Ren, you also gain a point of exhaustion.
Oh no! Of
Um,
course.
But yeah, who wakes up first? Oh, no, Saint wakes up
Uh-huh.
first.
Okay. All right. Well, where is everyone sleeping? Out of curiosity.
On the ground.
Not out in
Uh,
the open, right? Just kind of near the barn. Is it sort of
Yeah.
behind it, like sort of so people can't just watch them?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Mist is. Saint would notice that Mist is floating upside down above Laffy, just with this awful grin. Like she's
yeah.
trying not to crack up,
So-
and she's waiting.
So Saint just starts barking and, like, running around and just. "Arr, arr, 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 arr,
And
arr."
this is like
Luffy is like,
Saint, quiet, boy.
He's, like, trying to jump up, and during one of his jumps, he lands on you, Laffy, like his front paws.
Oh god.
Saints, buddy. Okay. Okay. All right. That is my tits and my stomach. Very pitiful.
Yeah.
Good morning. Mist is just giggling, like she wants to stop and she's covering her face. And eventually she's like,
Why?
"You're
Luffy
right."
goes to sit up and, like, probably bumps into Mist. Like, their
Mist,
head
no, Mist
goes-
is higher, like she's high
Okay.
enough that Laffy, like, isn't gonna run into her if she gets yourself.
Fluffy goes to sit up, and so now, like, Loppy's head is, like, right below Mist's head. She's not looking at Mist, she's just staring directly ahead. And she's like, did you know how to do that all along?
I don't know, but I figured it out. It's great. You know, I can't actually move forward or backward yet, but I can rotate. That's pretty fun.
Fluffy leans, like, to look at Mist if Mist starts rotating.
I mean, if Laffy looks like she's waiting to watch Mist rotate, she totally does. She's just like cracking up.
Yeah, at this point, Bran has probably woken up while they're all like talking and making noise, and he just looks over, looks at Laffy, looks up at Mist, just kind of stares at Mist for a second, and then just lays back down for a second.
We have a Mist kite. She stands up and she goes to gently push Mist.
It
just
works.
Make sure to put a string on her or something, don't let her float off.
Saint runs up to your pack, Luffy, and like rustling around in it very clearly.
Luffy goes and she pulls out some rope and and she's still kind of groggy, so she's looking at the rope. She looks at Mist and she looks at Saint and she's like, yeah. And goes to like tie the rope to Saint and then go to tie the rope to Mist.
Okay. Roll a sleight of hand check.
Oh god.
Cracking up when she already sees where this is going. Ow.
An 8.
Okay. You tie a knot, and it's a knot. You tied 2 knots, and it's looped around Saint's stomach, and like, Mist. Where'd you tie it onto Mist?
Yeah.
Around Mist's stomach.
Okay. So Saint takes like a tentative step and pulls you behind him.
Mist's like, you were saying to be discreet. I just wanted to show you. What if he runs all around the town?
Saint is a good boy. He's not going to listen. There are many a caster who can levitate. That is not a problem.
All right.
Saint walks up to you, Bran, and just brings Mist along with him.
Bran is still just like laying down and just like looking straight up, and he just sees Mist like enter his like peripheral vision.
Yeah, Mist like lowers herself if she's near Bran and just kind of pokes him and snickers. It's like, you're
Bran
not
just,
dreaming, unfortunately.
Oh no, don't worry. I'm sure this is weirder than anything I could dream.
Think about all of the bullshit lies we could pull off with your ability to levitate. We can, like, I don't know, trick people into thinking that you're a wraith or something.
Have you always been able to do that?
Maybe? I don't know. You know, there's lots of things I'm wondering too. Like, can I float up and push up against the walls and just keep going? Would that work?
Well,
I haven't tried it yet.
Well, just don't fly too. Don't go so far up you can't come back down. Yes.
Well, I can come back down. Coming down is fine.
It's the side to sides that I think is the problem.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out yet. Hopefully, it can eventually. Oh right, and Ren went off somewhere earlier.
What?
Lots earlier. I think
Well,
Vader's with her. So nothing that weird has happened.
Well, you know how Ren gets. Probably another one of her moody walks around wherever we're staying.
Probably.
A moody
you're not
walk.
wrong.
Yeah.
There's something I also wanted to tell all of you, but Ren's not here, so I guess I'll wait. By the way, this is wonderful.
This is wonderful.
I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Either of you got coffee?
Oh, no, there's probably food somewhere.
And again, I feel like giving you coffee would be a bad idea, Mist.
I've never had coffee, so you don't have to worry about it.
Maybe we should keep it that way.
Coffee, but like, what if Ren wants coffee? Has Ren slept at all? Like, where did Ren even
Ren
sleep?
is a big girl.
I don't know. Probably not. Knowing Ren. Unless you just fell asleep somewhere else.
I
I don't know. Vathan hasn't thought anything weird's been going on, so I guess we could try to
Luffy
find her.
suddenly, like, she just stops talking and kind of just stares off into the distance as if she's thinking of something. Like,
Luffy.
nah, that would be weird. All right, let's
I'm
go.
curious now.
Shut for your thought.
Yeah, remember that one time when Ren was fighting the wolves or whatever, or when we threw the stick and she ate all of the meat instead of the pies?
Yeah,
like,
yeah, I remember that.
Are you trying to insinuate she turned into a wolf overnight?
Oh, I mean, well, Vathan doesn't seem to think that happened. I don't think she left the barrier.
yeah, you're right. We probably would have heard screaming or something if she was a wolf. But imagine how great that would have been.
Ren, make a wisdom saving throw.
No!
Oh, it had to be an ability check. She gets disadvantage on those right now. Thanks,
So sorry.
thanks, guys.
Hey.
Thanks, guys.
Welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, she's
Not
kind of
bad enough. She's already got. Okay. Two.
So in your just tired, slightly delirious state, you just get this urge to start digging a hole. You're just looking at the ground. You're like, a hole would be this.
There's a really interesting patch of grass right there.
Yeah, you're just like, this hole. This ground is not complete until I dig a hole in it.
She kneels down. She starts like digging a hole.
Finley's just kind of watching, like, you all right, Ren?
I'm fine.
I think
It
Vathan
just
probably
should be a hole right here.
Vathan
okay.
probably landed and just tilted his head that bird way that birds do. Is watching Ren.
Finley's just
Like paws at her.
Everyone is judging Ren.
All right.
Ren pockets some of the dirt and some of the grass. And some of the
For
grass.
a brief
She's
moment,
gotta
I was like,
remember.
oh, is she gonna wolf out?
No. No.
Just dig a hole. All right. So are you guys gonna start heading off towards Ren?
Yeah.
I suppose.
All right.
It's just like Vathan's in this direction somewhere.
Once you've pointed, Saint just kind of starts trotting away, carrying you behind him.
Oh right, yeah. I'm still doing. Should I stop doing this? Do I have to stop doing this? Do I have to?
I mean, you might weird out the locals a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just stop doing it because the locals will be like, oh, what? Actually, no, this is the elven people, the people of Alterel, they're magic. They've probably seen this before.
While you guys are debating it, you've walked past a few children, and they're just.
He waves at them.
They just.
It's like this is fun. I like it.
Glad you're enjoying yourself.
She sort of rights herself, so she's kind of sitting cross-legged like this.
But still upside down.
Yes.
Fluffy like adjusts her cape or whatever, that way it flows properly behind her.
Yeah, I mean, it probably looks kind of like she's just suspended, like, in water as she's going.
Yeah. Okay.
So.
But also turned into a dog's kite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The dog is. Yep.
He's a good boy.
He is a good boy.
So yeah, it doesn't. It takes you guys, I don't know, like 10 minutes to get to where Ren is at the edge of the like probably like, I don't know, half a mile-ish away from the edge of the barrier.
All right.
But
Ren's
like on
just
the
sitting
road
there.
leading out of town.
She's like
So,
made progress on the hole in the ground.
Yeah, Luffy walks up and she's like, hey, you goof, why is there a hole in the ground?
You know, it just felt like the right thing to do. Also, I stole you some grass. And some dirt.
Are you drunk?
That
No.
almost sounds weirder than me.
Luffy goes
says
to take
upside
like
down.
Bran
the
just-
grass and the
Yeah,
dirt.
Bran just looks back at Bran just looks back at Mist. He looks back at Rin. He's like, I thought her floating upside down would be the weirdest thing I see all morning. I should have expected.
You can never
And
know
you
what you're
come
going
from
to
the
find.
sigil. And Ren is just like, and Ren like walks over to Bran and starts dusting her hands off on his coat. And you come from Sigil.
Bran like gives her this look and then just prestidigitations all of the dirt off of his cloak.
Vathan flies up and lands on one of Mist's feet and just perches there.
It
Is
tickles.
that
It,
new?
it tickles a little bit.
I mean, she has her
Yeah.
boots on.
It still tickles a little bit. You know how like someone
has
like
to do with
doing
Bran.
this can tickle, like not touching you, but like almost touching
Oh.
you. It's like
Yeah.
that. You know it's there, so it tickles.
Mr.
You know what? I don't need to know. Are we going?
Going
think
where
so.
exactly?
The swamp.
The ruins. I will say first before we go. I mean, not now, but eventually. I realize that she's still talking upside down. By the way, just I realize that whenever I speak of what I might be, or what I am, or the unknown in general, I get kind of flustered and I don't really explain much of anything. So, at some point, for those who are curious, I might try to explain at least a little better. Can't guarantee it'll make any sense, but I'll try.
I would be interested in
Well,
hearing.
don't worry too much about it. Nothing really makes much sense.
I know, isn't it amazing?
Bran just silently wishes he had a mug of coffee.
Ren looks like Ren's expression sort of like embodies Bran's like need of coffee as well.
So, like, are we hungry at all before we go off or anything?
Yeah, maybe if you should caffeinate you too.
That might be an idea. I wouldn't say no to some coffee.
Not to
Yeah,
mention-
let's
Right, we're
just-
going to the
I don't
place.
know.
Canteen of
I don't know if
coffee.
we're going to find any real food in a swamp, so we should probably eat.
Yeah,
before
no, we
go.
don't want to. We don't want to look for
I'm
food
sure
there.
Lafayette takes offense to that notion. There's real food in the swamp.
Just those tiny lizards that you could be eating. Once I ate
Ah,
a whole
delicious.
alligator.
I'm sure they'd make for exquisite cuisine.
Yes, but I don't think there's any coffee necessarily. So
Hey, fried
If that's what you're
alligators
after.
fantastic, by
It
the way.
is, yeah. I still need to take you somewhere, Steen, so we can get. Yeah. Okay, so you guys
We
are
should
going
just
to
go
find.
to the Scrawly Inn or something. They probably have something, right?
probably.
Maybe.
I mean, they have to have food somewhere. There's all these people here.
So you guys head off to the Scrawly Inn. Mist, you're still being kited around.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Saint doesn't like have any like appreciable like weight. Like carrying, he's not having any trouble. You're
Yeah.
kind of drifting along very nicely, serenely. It's a nice steady ride. There's nothing like stop and go about it. You feel like Saint's done something similar before. Maybe he's used to things riding him. You don't know.
Oh my
It's a real smooth ride. It's a nice ride.
What a
Occasionally,
mysterious
Miss
doggo.
drifts
What a
down, still upside down, and just kind of like pets Saint.
He bursts slightly. Just,
Burps?
yeah, just burp.
Oh,
Good boy, Saint.
I thought he like burped at her.
Jesus.
I had a dog that would do that.
You
Like,
burp when you petted him.
yeah, in the face. She'd just come right up to your face and burp.
Oh yeah, no, I had a dog like that too. He was a little chicken nugget.
Oh my god.
We called him that because he looked like a chicken nugget. He was round and like brown. He was a sheltie that just got really fat.
Oh,
Yeah,
Shelby.
like tragically fat.
Oh no.
Yeah. He was our
Oh.
chicken nugget. So
We
okay.
have a chihuahua that comes in named Nacho that is tragically fat.
Nacho.
He looks like a little potato.
The fact that his name is Nacho makes that even better.
Okay, so you guys, it doesn't take you long to get to the Scrawly Inn, an insignificant amount of time. You head up, and there's a few people coming and going, and there's the smell of food coming out of the inn when you see people open the door. There's a very strong smell of coffee.
Ren gravitates toward the coffee.
Alright,
Like-
yeah.
Also gravitates towards the coffee.
You guys head in, and it's busy, but not like obscenely so. Kind of like a diner around morning time.
Just make sure she doesn't bump into the doorway and kind of rights herself
If the doorway is like too low for Miss, Bran will just like kind of like grab the rope and just pull her down a little bit.
She's like a helium balloon.
Yeah.
Are you still drifting around, Mist?
How high are the ceilings?
They're high enough. It's like 20, 25 feet.
Okay, she might for a little bit, but eventually, because I'm pretty sure that all the people sitting there would start
Yeah,
staring.
they're all
she,
just...
she turns around and kind of lands. It
That
actually
draws
walks.
more stares when you land. There's like...
What? She just kind of grins at them.
So you guys... You don't place orders so much as food is just brought to you. Eggs, bacon, some biscuits. Very general, but decent fare.
Bran just starts chowing down.
Yeah, so you guys eat.
So does Ren.
So you guys eat. I'm echoing. Or I was. Okay. Sorry, I echoed like for a second. No. So you guys eat and food is devoured. Not much is said, I assume. You're all hungry, contemplating the fact that, yeah, you're about to go back to the swamp.
Luffy looks around for any signs of a sex cult.
There are no signs
None.
of...
It's
no,
clear.
none. You are in the clear.
Clear of the
It-
sex cult.
It is very vanilla in there right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Right now.
Mist actually looks around for any elves that look familiar.
There's no one familiar, no.
Okay, good. She's gonna be doing that now.
Okay. Alright, so yeah, you guys eat, head out of the inn. You leave a few gold pieces. You start heading back towards the edge of town on the road leading north towards the swamp. You know, you've got about most of the day's travel ahead of you, but it's relatively easy. There's a road basically leading all the way there. If you guys don't stop at any point, you get there. You guys set off around like 8, 9 in the morning. You get there about midday.
Mist has occasionally floated when she didn't feel like walking.
Okay. So as you guys approached, the climate didn't change, but kind of the general gist of the landscape did. It slowly turned from a nice wooded area into trees that were getting shorter. The ground was getting a little soggier. The grass was turning less green, more grayish and brown. And eventually you guys come up to the edge of a place you recognize.
Oh boy.
Luffy is like, oh, I could never get sick of this sight.
Are you sure?
I certainly
Yeah.
Where are they?
Well, both of you can just get fucked.
This is just visual reference.
Okay, but I mean, like, where did they came from the bottom, right?
You guys came from the same
'Cause
place you
that's-
came from last time, around there.
Yeah. Oh, I thought
'Cause
they
this
came
is-
from the bottom last time.
Yeah,
No,
you guys
this is
came
where they
from
found
around here.
Here.
But yeah, you guys came out around here this time. And
Okay.
you see that the swamp, the waters have receded a good deal.
Mm.
The sound of swamp life has basically all but disappeared from the area. It is quiet. There are more dead trees around, and you look in the abandoned ship that you originally saw that Luffy kind of brushed off is more exposed now. It's you know, the water's receded, so it's easier to see the entirety of it. And it's buried deep into the muck, And now that you can see more of it, it's clear that it was a sailing ship. There are like places where oars would come out, but it has been here quite a while, as you can easily see by like the rotting wood. The barrow to the north looks much the same as it did. The entrance is caved in still. And this is all the stuff that you guys can see fairly easily upon walking in, because the kind of like misty miasma that was originally here is dissipated entirely. The swamp has become a very starkly different place. And you look off to the west, and there's a big change that's immediately noticeable. And Laffy, it's super noticeable to you, first and foremost, and more of the ruins that the necromancer camp was in have resurfaced. More like stone structures, giant archways, and behind it all is another thing that looks vaguely like the barrow, but a bit more refined looking. At least from this distance, it doesn't look like it was overgrown as much as it was sunken until recently.
Was that always there?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
No, it was not.
Kind of
Well,
hard
considering-
to decide. Large.
How?
Considering that one's still caved in, I'm assuming.
How much did the water fall, Luffy? Can you tell?
How much did the water fall?
A significant amount. You can now walk fairly freely through the swamp. It's just
You-
mostly mud.
You'd
How
probably
many?
be able to tell from like the tree line.
Yeah. Like you can see
Luffy
like
walks up
yeah,
to a tree and she points at the tree and she's like, this much.
yeah.
Hey.
It's very clear where like there's the water stain on the tree, and now there's where the water actually is, and it's a solid like 4 or 5 feet shallower.
How
Huh.
did this happen?
Do swamps
I
normally
wonder.
recede like this?
No, and there was
At least no-
miasma, and now there's no longer miasma. But here's the thing, right? We were told that ruins, they came up from the ground, so that's probably where we are going.
I think it's less that they came up from the ground and more that the water receded enough to reveal the entrance.
I wonder how that happened, though. Like,
Who knows? Who cares?
I mean,
It happened.
yes.
Are we going
but-
in there?
Yeah, I guess we're going in there. I mean, what else are we gonna do? Look at the ship? I mean, admittedly,
We
I'm a little
could.
bit curious about the ship. I never looked at the ship, couldn't look at the ship. Kind of curious about the ship.
We can look at it before we go in, because I feel like once we go in the ruins, it might be a bit more intense than the ship.
I have an inkling
Yeah.
that she might want to look at the ship.
Let's
I
do it.
really want to look
mean,
at the
I
ship.
sort
It's
of
been
want to look at
haunting
the
me
ship
since my
too.
childhood.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go,
I
then.
sort of want to look at the ship too.
We go look at the ship.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
the bitch,
Max,
is what
Max,
we are looking
Max
at the ship.
inwardly is like, God damn it.
Not even goddamn it. I just need like 2 seconds.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, it might be like 3 or 4, but you get the point.
We've done it again.
You have.
As they're walking to the ship, Luffy's
Listen.
just like, so this has been really mysterious. Like, when I was young, I used to go, right, here's the thing. So you would walk into the miasma, and then after a certain point, you'd just pass out, and you'd wake up, and you'd be in another part of the swamp. Weird, right? So, unwisely, I used to just see how close I could get to the ship without passing out. Not very.
That
but-
that
Sounds like a great
a
idea.
yeah, it sounds like a great game to play.
There
out
weren't
of
a lot of
curiosity-
things you could do. Like we could play toss the skull around.
I mean,
but
are
like
you
sometimes
sure
they get
this-
lost in the water.
Brand just kind of like
Luffy.
gestures all around him. This place looks rather exciting and full of things to do.
Yeah, like you could wrestle alligators. That was a pastime.
Luffy, when you'd wake up in a different part of the swamp after doing this, would it always be the same part, or would it be different ones?
Max.
Huh? Whenever you woke up, it was back in your camp, but it was always because someone came back and retrieved you.
Oh, I thought that she just mysteriously woke up.
No,
No,
I
no,
want
no,
her
it
to-
was-
I want her to
You-
still think that she mysteriously.
I mean, yeah, you probably still think that, but you also deep down know that someone came and brought you back.
Fluffy is just like, it was always in my bed. It was mysterious.
Wow, maybe
Really?
some kind of swamp spirit was looking out for you.
Yeah, I like to sing that too. Just, when you just know,
All-Star.
Skull like rattles a little bit.
All-Star starts playing aggressively in the distance.
Oh
Okay. So you guys go ahead and you wander up to the ship. You've been bantering this whole time, and when you hit the swamp, Laffy, you're able to move simply. You're just, your boots are kind of sucking against the mud, but it doesn't stop you. Everyone else, you're not having a great time of it, but Laffy's able to point out, and you're able to follow her steps to not go like knee deep into mud.
Mist is fucking floating.
Okay, I missed. You're just kind of.
She's cheating.
It's a little slow because Saint is having some trouble because he's, not as tall as even Laffy.
Oh, I was imagining Mist is doing it like a jumping puzzle. Just jump and start levitating.
I mean, she could, but I don't know if she'd go anywhere. Like, if she ran and jumped, would she just stop?
She would not have enough forward momentum.
She tries, and
like-
that's what happens. And she's like,
Yeah.
well, alright.
Like, yeah, gravity
Does
eventually.
Saint at any point get stuck like Artax in
No.
the never-ending
No,
story?
no.
I was
No.
about to start screaming Artax.
No, he gets through fine. Mostly following your footsteps, Laffy, because you're not that much taller than him. So by the time you guys make it to the ship, you're all filthy. You're disgusting, except Mist, who's arguably a little filthy just by nature of going through a swamp. But other than that,
Prestidigitation.
Brand's just gonna like look over himself with a very displeased look and then prestidigitation himself clean.
alright, so
Buffy's just like, you're just gonna get more dirty. Like, we're going deeper in.
You're right, I will get dirty and then I'll just prestidigitation it all off again.
Ren has accepted her new mud existence.
Finley is kind of squeaking a little bit. Like, just like when she moves, like, but yeah,
What is
so
that noise? And Ren's like looking around, and then she like settles her gaze on Finley, and she's like, "Are you squeaking?"
Finley just grumbles under her breath.
Would you like me
Finley,
to try
can
to
you
fix
raise
that?
your left arm?
This is embarrassing.
That's unfortunate.
It is.
Are
It's a
we gonna
little
stop
funny, but-
buying you oil, or should I just? And Ren cast prestidigitation on her.
Okay, the mud goes away, but she still squeaks a little bit. Like, it's like stuck inside of her joints and you can't see it, so you can't get it out.
Oh, God.
She's like, well, I guess I'll dry out sooner or later.
If I could carry you, I would.
And she moves her arm and just like mud just kind of oozes out a little bit.
Oh no!
She's like, ah.
That's got to be weird.
I mean, on the bright side, you can't get mud in your ass crack anymore. So,
That does sound.
well, let's keep moving.
That's always a plus.
So what about this ship, man?
Okay, yeah, so you guys approach and you see it's a fairly large ship. There's a gangplank leading up the side of it that had been mostly buried under the water, and it's looking rather rickety. But you breathe in the air and it's clean as a swamp gets. But by and large, it looks super abandoned.
Obviously, like a rickety plank, perfect. And she starts walking up.
Okay, yeah, you head up, using your kind of knowledge of movement or whatever. You're able to guide everyone else up. Finley looks at it, kind of worried, tests the footing, and just moves up quickly with little squeaks. But you guys all make it to the deck. Yeah. You guys make it to the deck of the boat, and it's very crooked, and in the center there's this big crack leading down into what you presume to be the cargo hold, but you can't really see down there. Atop the ship
Okay.
is... What?
Sorry. So is anyone else really excited to see like the whole of the ship and whether or not there's some sort of treasure? If
I'm
it's a
curious.
pirate ship?
You read my mind. I'm
A little
excited.
bit. I mean, mostly I want to know, like, what the hell is a ship just doing in a swamp? Like, there's
Well, I mean,
nothing
if there's
that
a-
would lead a ship to the swamp.
Well, if there's a captain's log still somewhere around, it'd be in the quarters, unless he carried it off with him.
Dear. Get writing,
That's
Max.
true.
Max is like, there is no captain's log. I don't know what you're talking
No,
about.
you act like I didn't have this somewhat prepared. Just wasn't expecting
Luffy.
it today.
Luffy is like, she goes to look for the fucking captain's log.
Yeah.
Okay, well you guys move around the ship, and the wood is it has significant give when you step onto it. It has been waterlogged for a while,
Hmm.
and eventually you find the door that leads below quarters or below deck, and you head down. The door just kind of you push it open, and it just kind of crumbles under your hand like rotted wood.
Oh,
Like your hand almost goes through the wood.
Yeah,
Luffy's like,
I know that feeling.
Yeah. And the door doesn't so much as open as it does just kind of fall away.
I
I
should
mean,
have seen
it's
that
not even this
coming.
loud noise.
Oh.
It's just this wet,
It's just-
soft noise.
Yeah.
at least the door wasn't locked.
Yeah.
And you do see some stairs, but it is dark down there. To the point where even your dark vision doesn't help much.
I could go. No,
Casts
Wait.
light.
I could go down there
Ren,
probably.
You clap your hands, and when you separate your hands, a light glows between them, and you give it a little toss, and it floats up above you, and it casts this bright white light around you guys, and you see that there are these stairs going down, and it hits a corner, and that curves around and leads deeper in. And you guys head down, and you turn that corner, and you see... Make a perception check, somebody.
Okay.
Who? Just
Anyone who wants
doing
to.
it.
Who-
Well,
Anyone who wants to, or like only one
Ren made
person?
it. Ren, you were in the lead because you were holding the light. And you
Let's go.
immediately see just this skeleton with kind of rotting bits of flesh still attached to it, leaning up against the wall. Kind of slumped in a sitting position.
Ren waits, and then exhales when it doesn't move,
Yeah, it doesn't move.
and then she goes to investigate it.
Okay.
There's a body here.
Luffy's
Oh.
like, what?
Skeleton.
Maybe he can tell us how it got here.
What do I have to roll for Luffy to know whether or not flesh on this skeleton is weird? Because
Nature.
What?
Nature.
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 Nature. Nature.
Why don't I have any? Why did I build my character so bad?
Yeah, you're a
Look at
ranger
it
without
look at it this
nature.
way, Ed. But you can choose to take these skills when you level up at a point in time where Max allows us to change our characters. A little.
That point's passed.
Oh, okay.
21.
Okay. You give it a look, and using your general knowledge of kind of the way the world works, you stop and think. You have a good think, and yeah, it's pretty normal. Because this body was submerged under swampy water for a while, and it had begun rotting away, but it wasn't able to rot like completely. It wasn't ever cleaned by scavengers or anything.
Luffy's like, this guy was turning into soup.
That's disgusting.
yeah.
And Ren is like rifling through his clothing.
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
Yeah, Miss
Oh,
is
Ren,
curious
you're gonna
too.
get human soup all over your hands.
Well, you pull at the clothing and it just kind of falls apart in your hands.
falls apart. Okay.
And you don't find anything. Everything was waterlogged, and apparently here for long enough that it's just been nothing.
Ren just sort of picks up like the skull part
Okay.
and just like gives it a little shake to get all the goo off of it, and then tosses it back at Laffy.
A few of the teeth fall out.
I
What?
mean, I can hold that. I still have that arm.
It's disrespectful. You guys are so disrespectful. I raised the dead. And even I know. And as she's talking, she's going to like fit it back to the guy's body.
Brand's just like watching her.
So you spend like 30 seconds trying to stick it back onto the spine, and you can't. Like once gone, you're not reattaching
Just
that
leave
thing.
the
So
guy alone.
yeah, so you just
and then she,
kinda-
like, puts
you set it
like,
down.
kinda atop the ribcage.
and okay, you do, and it starts to tilt a little bit, and you reach out to correct it, and this time it stays there. So as you guys go deeper in, you do see that there are more bodies.
Gonna get our asses haunted.
They-
is what
they-
we're gonna do.
They don't look. There looks like there wasn't a struggle so much as just something happened and they died.
This is fucking mysterious, you guys.
Miss is looking around for any sort of. I mean, it might not be there, but she's looking around for any sort of like markings on anything, be it like symbols or writing or like sigils on anything.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Oh boy. Investigation.
And Ren, you've tossed the light up, so it's just kind of hovering over the group
Yeah.
and spilling its light over everybody.
Natural 20.
Okay. Mist, you're poking around the edges, moving between the bodies, and you do find a few barrels with some sigils carved into them, and you don't recognize them.
What do they look like?
Basically like a star, almost, but with a big circle in the middle of them. And you don't recognize it. And you find it
Yeah.
on a few barrels and crates.
Miss sort of points it out. She's like, "Well, there's this that seems to be recurring, but I don't recognize it. I
Fluffy
haven't found any
looks at it.
language either."
Does Ren recognize it from any of the cargo she's ever plundered?
But you do recognize it on a very basic level. It's the sort of thing that like is carved into a shipping crate or a shipping barrel to denote that it belongs to somebody.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's sort of an owner's mark.
Any idea what Ona it is?
No,
Nah.
I don't think so.
Never seen it before.
Mist continues to look around for, any sort of writing, marking, indication anywhere.
Ren
Odd
pops
things.
one of the crates open.
Can I roll
Assuming-
for ghosts?
First, Ren, you pop open one of the crates, you wedge your dagger in, and the crate's still in decent enough condition. It seems this was, made to last, basically. And you pop it open pretty easily, though. And within you see some glittering things. And you take a closer look, you bend your head in, and there's gold. There's gold, and there are what look like a few bits of weaponry.
Ren is like sitting there, like her hands are on the rim of the box, and she's like squinting down, and she's like,
What is it, Ren?
"There's gold and weapons."
Oh,
Should we
gold.
look for?
Very fitting!
Wow!
Perfect. God, that could not have been out of better time.
Yeah, no, that was
I almost
perfect.
think- I almost think you did that on purpose.
I swear to God, I did not. Anyway, Ren is
Yeah.
she's there, but she's like,
should we check for traps or anything?
Luffy is like, wait.
Ren is on the same wavelength as Laffy. Like, this
And-
could be cut.
Yeah, and can Luffy somehow, like, just spidey sense ghosts?
Arcana,
Yeah,
with advantage.
Miss-
Okay.
Mist is gonna Eldritch Sight around too.
Okay.
Is our proficiency bonus still +4?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. 22. Oh wait, I need to roll again. What if I get even better? No.
Okay. You do not sense any lingering spirits.
Ren
Okay.
picks up a coin.
I don't.
Yeah.
Well, Mist first make a perception or investigation again.
Oh, boy.
Before
In-
Laffy can even finish, Ren picks up the coin, and Laffy's just looking at her like, "Oh,
24.
don't."
There is magic.
Mist is like,
Yeah, there is
that
magic that you cannot quite identify. Because Eldritch Sight is it's detect, correct?
yeah, but
Okay.
I think that tells you what it is.
Yeah,
Correct.
it tells you the
It just-
general school
It
of
just tells
magic.
you enchantments.
It says. Okay. If you learn at School of Magic, if any.
Yeah, what I say, enchantments.
Okay. Mist is like,
Um,
wait a moment, there's magic here, there's enchantment here.
Ren's
Where-
already
where is
picked up
it
a coin.
centered?
Ren has
Where's it
Ren has-
Laffy just
Ren has
looks
been
at
un-
Mist.
It is.
Ren has been
Mist,
unable
it is,
to resist.
It
As
is
soon
on
as-
that crate.
Wait, what?
The magic is very clearly coming from the stuff
And
inside of that
as
crate.
soon as
Oh.
soon as Miss says like there's magic, Bran's gonna reach up and like smack the coin out of Ren's hand.
Okay. Nothing happens.
Laffy's face. She's just
Nothing
staring
happens
at
with the
Ren.
coin. Ren, you're sitting there holding it, and then Bran reaches over and slaps out of your hand, and it's just like the coin just kind of careens out, and nothing happens.
Miss-
You
Do
hear
you
it
have
kind of
seen
make a
the
wet
coin?
echoing noise.
Is it coming? Is there some coming from the coin?
No.
Okay.
Mist, I have a question, right? Alright, so you sensed magic. Is there any ways that you can identify as the magic such as coming from the crates? Because that would be
Possibly,
that would
yes. Mist gets closer, and she's going to cast Identify on the crate.
Okay. Well, you touch the crate and you cast Identify, and it doesn't tell you anything about the crate.
Laffy looks
You
at Mist and
immediately
she's like,
tell-
"That's a crate."
You immediately tell him the crate itself isn't magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, she goes where I wasn't sure where the magic was centered.
Okay.
It's just, she
well,
goes
as
wherever
you-
the magic
As you get
is.
closer, then there is a dagger, an axe, and a pair of gloves. And those are the three things that seem like the magic is coming from them, and they are completely untarnished.
Okay. Miss
Um,
Miss points this out. She's like, it's coming from these.
Oh.
This is Ren's hand, and this is the dagger over here, and Ren's hand is on the dagger, and she's picking it up because she's
I mean,
unable to not pick it up.
probably just
impulsive?
magic weapon.
Possibly.
Laffy picks up the gloves because
Okay.
I mean, I can
Mist,
identify them for
what are
you. It'll
what are
take
you
a bit.
identifying?
what?
Mist, what
Huh?
are you identifying, or what's happening?
Yeah, yeah. She's gonna go for the dagger first.
Okay. Are you casting it as a ritual or is it a first level spell?
The first one she's doing is a first level spell.
Okay, so the dagger, you snatch it out of Ren's hands and you hold it up to your eyes, and the inky blackness starts smoking out of the corners of your eyes, and you flip it over a few times, and it is a flame-tongued dagger,
Nice.
and it is a +2 dagger all said and done,
Ooh.
and 3 times per day you can ignite the dagger, and when thrown, it is a source of bright light with a 30-foot radius around it, and if it hits a target, it does another 1d6 fire damage, or lights anything, or it lights organic material on fire.
Mist relays this.
This is
It's gonna
Ren's
come in
face.
handy when we fight fleshy abominations.
Well then.
Ren's face
Replacement
is
for
like,
your dagger, Ren.
like her face cannot get more excited, and she's like,
At the very
She's like,
least,
now
it's
you
not
don't
going-
have a dinky dagger anymore. You'll have a good dagger and an also good dagger.
This is
Good
true.
Ren trades out the dinky dagger with that one and like sheaths it, and then
Mist
It
is
does
like,
re-
give
it
me
re-
that back.
It requires
It
it
back.
requires attunement, by the way.
Okay, what is attunement?
You
Is
spend
that
a short
24
rest.
hour?
No,
Oh,
you,
short
you
rest.
spend a short rest, kind of getting familiar with it, and you can only have 3 things attuned to you at any given time.
Oh.
And most magical items are considered attunement. Very few of them are just. I
Yeah.
think like rings are kind of the only thing you can pop on and off for the most part.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, that's okay because Ren has the Eyes of Charming and the Radiant Dagger.
yes.
That's it.
Yeah. You guys, as a whole, should not have many. Okay, so there's still the gloves and the big
Yeah.
axe.
Mist is gonna take more time with the gloves, so she's gonna do ritual identify for
Okay,
those.
Mist, you gingerly take the gloves from Laffy, and you sit down, cross your legs, and spend some time concentrating on it, preparing yourself for this rather simple ritual, but it does take some time to center your breathing and just let the magic kind of happen instead of forcing it. And when it does, you learn that these are just gloves of dexterity, and they give a +1 bonus to whoever's wearing its dexterity score.
All right. Yeah, Mist relays that they make you more dexterous.
Yeah,
Fluffy
and
points at them and she's like, dibs.
they do require attunement.
Fuck.
And that just leaves the big axe. Are you going to identify that, or
Yeah,
just kind of leave it be?
Mist looks around. She's like, "Is anyone interested in this?"
I might as well know
Right.
what it does.
Bran just kind of looks at it. Not particularly. Not really my kind of weapon.
All right. Well, I mean, if you want to know what it does, I can do it again, but it'll again take some time.
We got time, probably.
Probably. Yeah, Mist just does it.
Okay. So you spend time with it again, and you just kind of the axe. You take hold of it and you sag for a second, and you pull it back up. And you spend some time with it, and you learn that it is an axe of. I just had it. Damn it. It is an axe of fast movement, and when holding it, you can move an extra 10 feet.
Hmm.
And it is like a +2 weapon as well.
Mist
But
relays
it is a
this.
great axe.
Yeah.
It's a 2-handed weapon.
How heavy is it?
I mean, you can hold it. It's not like prohibitively
Yeah.
heavy.
Yeah, Mist
Ren,
is
you know what?
probably the
Ren
only one
takes
with
it.
problems.
And she shoves it in the bag of holding.
Okay, yeah, you just kind of the bag of holding swallows it like some kind of hungry beast.
Yes, that's a backup.
Yeah.
And all total, there's about 300 gold inside of the crate.
Ren is scooping that up. And by scooping it up, I mean she's dividing it up. And by dividing it up, I mean she's scooping it up into it,
Okay.
into the bag of holding.
Okay.
She,
Yeah.
You know what?
Fluffy doesn't look like
Scooping.
terribly concerned. She's like, yeah, you know what? We should just have a group fund at this point anyway. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just gold.
eh.
Yeah. I mean,
Go.
it'll be useful here
Oh,
because
well.
that's what they use here.
Alright, so once you guys identify all the items, Mist, you look around again with your Eldritch sight, and you don't see anything else that's strongly magical. There's kind of residual traces of what might have once been other items, but you're pretty certain when you say that they've been looted by other things.
Okay. Yeah.
I
she's
still
like,
am wanting to know, like, how's this got here?
As am I. I mean, so far there's not been much indicator.
You do see a door towards the back of the cargo hold.
Fluffy sees it and she's like, secret door, and she goes to push it open.
Your hand just pushes through moist, soggy wood. For a second, you feel like something grabbed your arm, but you're like, no, wait, that's just rotted wood. Okay, and you have to like shove the door open, and when you do, just the top half collapses inwards with this really wet, gross sound. And within is what looks like the captain's quarters. There's a big table in the center of the room. What looks like a bed area, or what was once a bed area, is now just literal pile of goo.
Score!
And there
Fluffy goes in.
there is a skeleton laying atop that pile of goo.
Oh no.
That does look significantly... I don't know if you want to say less or more rotted than the other ones. There's more fleshy bits on it.
Luffy's like, hello, sir. I am sorry that you turned into soup. I'm just gonna... Yeah, no ghosts. And she tries to open up a drawer.
Yeah, Miss is looking around with Eldritch Sight again when she sees Lappy
Yeah.
go through the door.
Bran's just gonna walk in as well.
Okay.
Friends in there.
Luffy, make an
around.
investigation check.
But, okay. A 19.
All right, you pull open a drawer that's shockingly well preserved. Once more, the desk seems like it's made out of like lacquered wood, and thus was resisting the deleterious effects of the swamp a bit better. It's still very waterlogged, but it is functional. And you pull it open, and you see what looks like it might be a journal. It might be something. It is leather bound.
Luffy very, very tentatively, like with surgical precision, as if, she's cutting a man open, is like...
Well, make a dexterity check for that one.
Fuck. Ass.
Hey, you did that to yourself, buddy.
Shit. 13.
You try to grab it with a lot careful hands, but you're shaking a little bit with the prospect of, oh man, I've wanted to be here forever. And you pinch it, and you feel it kind of squish beneath your fingers.
Oh,
but
no.
you
It's like,
do
what
it.
did you find?
You do extract it, and where you grabbed looks kind of caved in, but the rest of it looks like there are pages.
Yeah.
May
Is
I
that a book?
suggest casting something to preserve it while you manhandle it?
I
mean,
Can I see it for a moment?
don't think that I
I
have
don't-
spells for that. She hands it over to Mist, because
Does-
Mist has been using books all her life.
Mist is a fucking scribe.
Okay.
She knows how this shit goes.
Yeah, Miss,
Hopefully that helps.
you're able to take it rather easily. Experienced with this sort of thing as you are, and you take one look at it, and you're like, yeah, if we open this is going to be a goddamn mess. Unless you take some measures to make it not a mess.
Yeah, she's like, I've dealt with sort of restorations a bit before, and this might take a bit of time. We can't just open this immediately. We have to probably dry it out and all sorts of things. We could bring it with us though.
I
Do we have a-
guess.
do we have a way of safely?
Ren
Carrying
gestures to the
it.
bag of holding.
Is that
Yeah.
really safe for something so delicate?
I mean, it goes into a void where it won't interact with anything else.
Mist is considering for a sec. Would she know of a way to preserve something like this? Because
No, not off the top of her head, because this is one of those things where it's like, if a book gets this bad, it's probably not coming back unless drastic measures are taken and you don't have the tools or the time
Yeah.
necessary to peel it open without it getting real goopy.
Luffy can't cast gentle repose on the book.
sleep well, book. Sleep well. Yeah.
I mean, that does prevent rot.
It's a little too late to prevent it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mist-
it's already rotted.
Yeah, alright.
It's as rotted as it's going to get.
yeah. Mist
What
is
about
like,
mending?
Here's the thing. I would need tools for this. We don't have them at the moment. I mean, if we went back to Liel at some point, didn't they have a bookshop? It's possible
They
they might
did.
have them there. But right, for now we'd need to probably leave it alone and not have it handled
Maybe we
as much
should
as
just
possible.
leave it here, because do we even have a safe method of transporting it? I mean, we're gonna have to fight some stuff, I imagine, so...
True, but at the same time, we don't know what will happen to the swamp, depending on what happens in the
Ren
ruins.
gestures to the bag of holding once again.
I mean, we could try to put it in there.
I guess.
Yeah, let's give it a shot, I suppose.
Alright, so you slowly slide the book into the bag of holding and you feel this,
Here's the thing.
and the book is gone. It's in the bag of
Maybe-
holding.
For better or
It's
worse.
still
Yeah,
it's still pretty early in the day, right?
it's about probably 4 p.m. at this point.
Lafia's like, maybe we should take a short rest. That way we can attune to what we got before we go into place. Because I feel like that dagger's gonna come in handy.
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with
setting things
that.
on the fire.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah. Alright, well, let's fucking leave.
Alright, so you guys head on out of the ship. Laffy, you might not be wholly satisfied. It's,
Eh,
it's about what you'd expect a stranded ship to be. It's not terribly special.
Ren
Lafi
takes a look at
glances back
the-
ruefully at the ship.
Mist
Ren takes a
continues
look
to
at
look.
like the bow? The bow, the front.
Okay, yeah. Yeah.
Is there any hint of a name on it?
Yeah, Mist is still looking for things like that too.
Make a perception check.
8.
Actually, no. Bran, you look around and you see where, like, a name might have once been, but it's gone. Like, it's so rotted that you wouldn't be able to read anything.
Bran kind of like runs his hand over it to feel for any like indentations or anything.
You run
in the
your
wood.
hand over it, and your hand gets covered in a thin layer of slime. And that's all you
Bran's
feel.
kind of like. Can he like wipe the rest of the slime away?
Yeah. You spend a few seconds wiping the slime away, and underneath, there is the word "the maiden," and that's all you can make out.
The maiden something. That's what it says over here,
Hmm.
at least.
Is that
So
familiar
is there
to
like
you, Ren?
words trailing up the ship at all? Like, is it?
No.
Oh,
This is just like, where it can be named, because the boat is still kind of sunken into the mud, so you can reach up and, touch it.
Yeah. Mist's like, is that familiar to you at all, Ren? Do you know of any ship that could have had that name?
Ren reflects.
No.
Doesn't ring a
imagine
bell.
if this boat was from Sigils. That'd be wild. Anyway,
Hey,
let's keep
I
going.
mean-
Are there even boats in Sigil?
That would be interesting.
Not really much use for them there, though. I've heard of these things called star sailors.
Oh, that sounds interesting.
What?
I've never seen one, and I don't know if anyone in Sigil has one. It's more of like a mythological kind of thing.
I
Interesting.
imagine that they would sail the stars, says Lavi to Ren.
Ren looks like she would prefer not to think about it and continues walking away from the ship.
Alright. So, yeah, you guys walk away from the
It's
ship.
Scary.
We did it. We went to the ship, guys.
We did it.
Sorry, I gotta adjust.
Lavi's gonna find a relatively dry space for them to have a powwow at.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so, you actually go to the west a little bit more, and you find some dry land near one of the giant archways that had seemingly come out of the ground or had been exposed with the draining of the swamp. You're about, like, right here.
Okay. Yeah, when they go over there, Mist is checking all that stuff out, checking out the ruins, but that's kind of how she rests.
Okay.
Yeah, can Lavi check out the ruins and rest at the same time? No, right?
Short rest
Yeah.
is relatively short, though. It's not terribly long.
Okay, well
so
she
you can do
checks out the
both.
ruins first, yeah, and then she's gonna
Okay.
rest.
Checking out the ruins, they are coated in this layer of slime that is thick and viscous. You try to wipe it away a little bit, but the more you wipe, the more there is.
Can
Weird.
Lavi prestidigitation it away?
Yeah, so you cast prestidigitation on it, and it is gleaming white marble beneath.
Oh,
Hmm.
that's
Love it.
pretty.
You know what else was gleaming white?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Let's not think about it. Let's not think about it.
No,
What?
we
You
have
kind
to
of
think
have to
about
think
it.
about it.
I don't want to.
Am I missing something here?
There was a temple
Yes.
to this world's gods that was gleaming white and preserved.
No, sounds pretty.
See, the thing is, our world doesn't have gods, so
It was mildly
Well,
terrifying.
clearly it does.
They weren't actually gods. We figured it out. Remember, the Master of Planes explained that.
Oh, right, things from Sigil.
The 3 magi or whatever they were.
You people
Yeah.
worshipped mages from Sigil as gods.
Well, apparently
Look.
they came here and had some sort of power to stem a tide of, like, an entire legion of demons from coming through and destroying everything. So you know,
You really are backwoods plane, aren't you?
Excuse you. Excuse
it was way
Look.
before us, really. Well,
Yeah, it was
most of us
thousands of
probably-
years ago, and the history of our
probably.
world is basically dead.
you. I don't think that we even had mages.
Yeah, well,
Real one.
hmm,
Except for elves. Elves hold all the
yes,
knowledge.
we
Yeah, but
did. I mean,
yeah.
would Miss know how old her family is, out of curiosity? Or how old they claim to be, because they're vain assholes and would probably brag about it?
How much does Mist remember before Mist became Mist?
I mean, she remembers everything. It's just like she doesn't. It's iffy. She doesn't connect with it really.
Okay, you're pretty sure your family line goes back about 600-700 years before, or about 600-700 years ago, the specific branch of family that you're from became a thing. Before that, it was kind of like you splintered off of a greater family clan, and that's, you slowly started splintering off until your specific family came into being.
Okay, Mist is like, well, at least magic was probably around at least for around 700 years, perhaps.
Yeah, how long
Possibly-
ago did the
Possibly
magic?
more. Well, wasn't that like 3,000? Let me check. Mist starts flipping through her book.
Alright,
French
so the point
starts
is, I think
taking
since
a
the
nap.
magi
Good
came...
lord, I regret asking about this.
Look, you're basically asking a history lesson about our world, so
Okay.
Fuck, I gotta find all this shit. So much shit. Yeah, I mean, can Miss look through her book and count as resting?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah,
Alright.
yeah.
She's doing that.
But, yeah. Ren, you're just kind of sitting there bored, flipping your dagger around in your hand, just looking at it appreciatively. You're like, man, maybe I should
Getting
light
real
this up.
familiar with the
But then you're like,
dagger.
I can only do this a few times, so no. And out of the corner of your eye, you see a slight flicker of light around here.
Oh shit.
Ren looks at the others, looks back to where she saw the light, looks to the others, gets up, stretches, makes it look like she's gonna take a piss or something, walks off to
Why did she not say
investigate.
anything? Jesus.
Because she has a death wish.
So,
Yeah.
Ren, you start
Can
wandering
Lumpy
over there.
insight check Ren? Not because she thinks that Ren has seen anything suspicious, just because she wants to know if Ren's gonna turn into a dog. Like,
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, and during that, Mist looks up and she's like, it was several thousand years ago that they came, apparently.
she rolled a -1. What does Loppy think of the situation?
Wait, you rolled a 6, okay.
Oh yeah, I mean I rolled a 1. Sorry.
Yeah, it's 6 total. You got no. You're pretty sure Ren's gonna turn into a dog, but you're not as certain of that as you are of like what you had for breakfast, which is to say, not at all.
Fluffy is like, Ren is totally gonna turn into a dog. So Fluffy gets up and she's gonna try to just subtly follow Ren. Like,
Just watching them
Because-
both now because they're
Yeah,
both
at this point, at this point, Bran's just like watching, like, where are you two going?
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna. And then she turns around and sees Laffy like following her, and she's like,
nothing. I was stretching my legs, getting real tired. My knees, they hurt sometimes when I sit down for too long.
Insight check.
It's like,
I don't believe you.
I don't think that makes any sense. But okay, because she's more occupied with the flash over here.
Check this.
Well, at this point, Bran is like
Yes.
watching.
Max.
Huh?
Does Miss have to insight check Laffy?
Absolutely, it's up to Laffy.
Yeah, you do. And Luffy is like
Alright.
sweating just a little bit because she's
That's
certain that Ren.
funny. I don't even need her.
She's so certain Ren is gonna turn into a dog any minute. She's like, she keeps looking between Ren and Miss, like,
Yeah, Miss just narrows her
And-
eyes
Like inching
and then
inching
looks at
towards, like,
Red.
back. The thing like
Miss says with telepathy to Lappy, "Are you sure?"
yeah.
Bran, you see the flash of light too, and you get a better look at it before it goes away, and it's like this kind of orange, yellow light, and it's still over there.
Wait, did you say Ren or Bran?
Bran,
Okay. Bran sort of looks over and he's like, anyone else see that?
yeah.
What?
Assuming you saw a little flicker.
Oh, is that what you
Something.
were actually getting up for?
Yes.
Thank you for
Oh.
sharing with the rest of the class.
Well, I don't know if it can hear me, so I was going to subtly check it out and then be like, "Hey guys, there's something over here." But either
Well, I
being in
definitely
danger
thinks it
or-
could hear us now.
Yeah. And Ren turns around and starts walking towards it. Like she's like, "That's it. I'm going to do it."
Well, I guess we're going to look at that, whatever that is.
Yep.
Luffy looks disappointed.
I love how
Miss-
Bren's entire plan there failed because Laffy thought she was gonna turn into a dog.
Yeah, Miss
Oh.
says to
Dungeons and
Lappy,
Dragons.
Just wait.
Oh.
It'll probably happen eventually. With
Like,
telepathy.
I want you guys to know she doesn't think Ren's turning into a wolf. Like,
She thinks
she's certain
turning
Ren
into
is
a
turning
dog.
into a dog.
Oh, she's
Yeah, I
gonna
guess-
be a were-chihuahua as befitting of her personality.
Oh my god.
A were-dachshund.
Where Wiener.
Small and yappy. We all know it.
Alright, so do you guys all get up and move towards that source of the flash?
Yep,
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get up, and by the time you get there, it's gone, but there's like a scorch mark, against the pillar, or
Which
against
is
like the arch that, you guys had seen it in.
Mist is Eldritch sighting the fuck out of it.
Mist, actually make a perception check.
Shit. Perception. That's the same thing. Okay. 22.
It's initially a little hard to make out, but it's a symbol you recognize.
Oh shit, which symbol?
The symbol.
Her symbol?
Her symbol.
Oh my god.
And it's like burned into like the slime and moss, and you can see like the marble beneath it has been scorched as well.
Mist has a hand over her mouth for a sec, and she immediately, like, it doesn't seem like there's any, like, I guess, malicious sort of magic that would prevent her from doing anything, right? Okay. She immediately pressed the digitations, the entire thing, to get it clean, to see what's under there.
Of course, I eat some peanuts right there. So it takes like a few casts of the spell, but in your haste, you just kind of and all
She
of like
wants
this
to know.
slime and moss just sloughs off, and beneath is still that kind of gleaming, pale marble. And
Mm,
you don't see anything else, but it looks like something burned your symbol into it, like it was trying to get your attention.
yeah, Mist just she doesn't say anything, but she points to the symbol. And she kind of looks over to Ren and Bran, and she's like, "This is odd."
What's odd about it?
She points then at the symbol, all the instances of that same symbol that she's wearing.
Oh, huh.
Well,
That's something.
I think something wanted my attention.
Do you know this rock, perchance?
Wow!
I don't think so.
I'm just
Well, I
like,
mean, clearly it knows you.
black and he's like,
Possibly.
good.
Possibly. No, but something burned it here. You saw the flash, did you not?
There were two flashes actually.
Can Luffy look around for any signs of people or creatures?
Yeah. Make another nature check.
A nature check.
Yeah.
Nature check.
Nature check. We all started channeling
16.
under David Hayter. It's quiet. There's nothing alive in the swamp. There are plenty of things that were once alive. You can see like bones and stuff jutting out of the swamp, and what might have been some like skin, but yeah.
Mist is gonna start looking all around this thing. She's gonna see like what she's eldritch sighting it. She's gonna see if it seems to have any significance. She's looking around to see if the symbol's anywhere else around it. Like she's going full on. I gotta investigate the fuck out of this.
While Mist is doing that, Ren's gonna look around like the rest of the area towards the entrance
Okay.
Yeah.
and see, because of how the symbol reacted like to them last time and led them through a city, she's gonna look around to see if it's flaring up anywhere else.
All right. Well, since you're gonna be
Yeah.
close to that, we get the new
Hey.
thing.
Yeah, does Luffy pick up anything with her passive perception?
No. There we go. Had to size it properly.
This looks like we're gonna like go through it and then pick up the Master Sword or something.
Yeah.
Right. Oh right. Hold on. Why did this stop? So yeah. Mist, you're not seeing anything. But Ren, you feel like you're on the right train of thought, and you walk over to look at the entrance of the ruins, and you see this giant marble door that is covered in grime and slime, but not to the point of the rest of the pillars or anything. It looks like this was kind of preserved in some way. And behind it is this giant dome, and it is covered in like vines and just muck. And upon the door, you see Mist's symbol, not burned, but carved.
Mist?
Carved
Shit.
into the marble like a relief.
Mist,
Yeah.
Mist,
Mist looks over
Mist.
immediately.
the door.
Oh.
Oh.
We're going in there right now.
Oh, okay, here's the thing, right, okay, alright. Before we get all excited, let's not forget the fact that the Lich may be bastardizing everything inside.
True.
Assuming he did come back here.
Mist has gone over to the door,
Mhm.
and she's checking it out, and she's looking around to see if there's any indication that this door has been opened.
All right, make an investigation.
Here we go. I think it's the same thing. 16.
It does not look like it's been opened, at least in some time. It looks like it doesn't even look like it's meant to open, actually.
Okay. Yeah. Mist is like, Well, it doesn't look like it's necessarily even meant to open.
Yeah, and it
More than
looks like a
anything,
magic door, so...
Mist goes up to the door and she puts her hand on it.
Okay.
And she's just kind of looking around the
You
structure.
put your hand in it, and the symbols across you flare up, and you start glowing a little bit. Your symbols glow. The symbols on your clothes start to glow, and the symbol on the door does. And you become a small beacon of light.
that's
For
a neat trick.
And then it
Ren
all
looks
sort
at
of
Lofty.
it all sort of pulses, and it starts to fade and kind of drift down into your outstretched hand, and you feel this slight like pulse of energy come out of your palm and into the door, and the door starts rumbling. And it starts shaking loose more of kind of the goop and the moss and the algae that had been stuck to it. And as it's starting to raise very slowly, with this loud crunching noise.
Yeah.
Well then.
And eventually it's open enough for you guys to see in, and it's this blackness in there. It is completely dark. Once more, your dark vision doesn't help you.
Luffy goes in.
I mean, Mist fucking would too. As soon as
Luffy walks right on into the darkness. She's in.
Bran looked like he was about to suggest that they rest and prepare first, but okay. He shrugs and follows Luffy, and
Ren
Mist is
walks in.
fucking going in there.
Okay.
She's
Well.
so going in there.
Well, we're gonna take a quick break here.
Oh, God.
boy.
5-10 minutes sound good to everybody?
Yep.
All right. We'll be back, stream.
See ya.
Hello again, stream. We're back.
Hey, stream.
Good evening.
Hey.
Alright, we're back. So, back to
Just
my
in
actual
time.
notes. So yeah, you've entered this dark hallway. Ren, do you still have your light spell active, or is that worn off?
We did a short rest, so
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Okay, so it is, again, it's so dark that dark vision doesn't actually help, which, by the way, I want to clarify. Dark vision now, for me, is you can see in the dark, but it's not quite as powerful. Like, you cannot, it is not like seeing, it is like, you know when, like, you've been in the dark for a while and you can kind of see things?
Mhm.
It's sort of like that, but your vision's a little bit better. There's no, like...
Your depth perception can like detect movement.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
yeah, it can detect movement, but you won't be able to make out details unless it's pretty close to you.
Okay.
Just because the idea of, like, oh, I can see normally a certain distance... No, that's weird and doesn't make any goddamn sense.
I'm pretty sure dark vision anyway. You can see in black and white, and
I don't...
there isn't like
Yeah, I don't remember if it clarifies. But anyway, so you guys are going down this... Or you're in this hallway now. And you can barely see on either side of you. It's just dark, and you can't see much. So you guys keep
can we
walking.
hear anything?
You
Yeah.
hear the sound of, like, wind going through the corridor you're in, but other than that, it is silent.
Mist is just incredibly curious about fucking everything, but does she even have light? I don't know if she has light.
Ren can cast light again.
Is she gonna? So we don't have to look.
Sure.
Alright, so, Ren, you kind of rub your hands together, open your palms up, a light springs forth, you toss it up kind of like a basketball, and it floats there. And immediately you can see everything around you now, and you see that there are, like, torches ensconced along the walls a little bit. There are giant pillars on either side of you, but you can barely make out, or those of you with dark vision can barely make out the walls themselves. It is that wide of a hallway, and it extends a good bit farther than, or it extends farther than your light can show.
Luffy is gonna veer off towards a wall and kind of be like, Ren, can you come here with me? Because she wants to see if there's anything, like, written on the walls.
Yeah,
Ren,
Mist is going with them.
Okay.
Ren, for the moment, follows Laffy and supplies light. I'm gonna go take the dog out again because apparently she has to poop.
Nope.
Oh.
No.
Oh yeah, I hear her whining. Oh no. Okay, yeah. So Laffy, you look at the wall. Make a perception check.
Alright, let me check.
As Mist is going over there, she's paying attention
14.
to what the tentacles on her arm are doing.
They are largely non-reactive right now.
Okay.
Like non-reactive to the point where it's kind of weird.
No.
Or
No, they're just not, like, flipping out.
Okay.
Luffy, there's nothing written on the wall. There are some symbols that you don't recognize necessarily. Kind of like diamond patterns, squiggling lines that look like they might be waves, almost. But nothing that you immediately recognize. It is, again, still that nice marble material, and the things look like they're either carved into the wall or like gold filigree.
Alright.
Does Laugh point this out?
Yeah, Luffy points it out.
Okay, yeah, Mist takes a look at it. Is it anything she recognizes?
Not really. It just looks like
This-
nice. It just looks nice.
So it's not a language or anything, is
No.
it?
No.
The walls are white, right?
Yes.
Is it white marble? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And it's less tarnished. The ground beneath you is still kind of squishy. You're walking on like algae and still kind of swamp material, but the walls around you are not nearly as gross as the ones on the outside were.
Okay, Mist
yeah.
Mist is gonna go over to a pillar
Okay.
and look at the pillar to see. You know, she's also looking for markings or indications of anything, and she's got Eldritch sight up. She wants to inspect the
Okay,
fuck out of everything.
So, Ren's light is close enough to spill out over the pillar nearest the wall you guys are at, and this looks like a pillar. There's some ornate carvings on it, but nothing that seems like it says anything or indicates anything. It just looks decorative. There's no magic in the area that you guys are in.
Okay. Yeah, we should probably wait for Nino before going any further.
You guys can go a bit further.
Okay, actually... Well, wait, she doesn't... Can Mist press the digitation like a small light in her hand? Is that a thing she could do?
No.
I'm trying to figure out if she could do anything, because...
No, I don't think that's one of the list of things
no.
prestidigitation can
I mean,
do.
you can light a small Wait,
You can
Can
light
she
a
grab-
candle.
can she get one of the
There-
torches?
Well, no, she cannot reach it. It's a little too high unless you cast
She's gonna
levitation.
float. She's gonna
Okay.
float.
You float up and you grab the torch,
Aha.
and it is preserved. It doesn't feel like it's rotted or anything. So you reach up, grab it, and take hold of it. Flick your hand, and this fire or this flame kind of licks to life atop it and slowly spreads down across the rag that is apparently still oiled.
Interesting.
And now, like, the orange light, it sheds a bit further than the light spell, and it's less harsh of a light. And now you can, like, move around with it.
Okay. She's... How tall is this? Because she was
you
gonna go up
can't-
to the ceiling.
Okay,
She was gonna just float up to the fucking
you-
ceiling
you-
with
you-
the torch.
Okay, you cannot see the ceiling until you float up, like, a good, like, 60 feet.
Yeah, she's like, I'll be back in a moment. I'm
And
curious
Do you
about
need? Do I
something.
They
need to
just-
tie a rope to you
They
again?
just watch her like, there she go.
So graceful.
She probably doesn't wait for a rope to be tied to her.
So Mist, you have to, like, duck the torch a little bit as you go higher, because there are, like leaves and what look like they might be branches and stuff hanging from the ceiling. And
Interesting.
as you get higher, you can see that there are little, like, cracks where light is filtering in and where the plants are kind of coming from.
Okay.
And you do remember that, like, the top of the barrel had, or not barrel, the
Yeah.
top of this thing had plant life atop of it. But when you get all the way up, it's mostly covered in that plant life. There's nothing really notable up there, but it is rather high up. It's about 100 feet high, all total.
Okay. Yeah, for a little bit, she sort of moves along the ceiling. If she can, like, move any of the plants, she tries to.
Yeah,
She
you can
kind of
move them
wants to
aside.
see
You move them
if
aside. with
there's
your
any-
hands.
markings on the ceiling.
It looks like there might have once been, but time and decay has actually set into the ceiling. Due to what you can pretty much easily say that, like, the cracks let enough water in, or over time had just kind of eroded what was on the ceiling. But it looks like there might have been, like, murals or stuff painted on, but are long since gone.
Yeah, Mist sort of squints and then she slowly goes back down.
It missed you. You hit the ground with a quiet.
Welcome back.
Well, the ceiling was pretty high. It's about like 100 feet up. But there's just a bunch of plant life overgrowing it.
And Cody's back.
I am back.
Yeah.
Good timing.
I get it back going. So I was like, oh, she's probably
Sorry.
back.
Yes, I am back.
It looked like things were once painted up there, but I couldn't make anything out anymore.
What about the rest of the wall?
What do you mean?
Is there anything else on the wall?
I mean, she was looking around. Does it just look like there was
It's
patterns?
Yeah, just more of that wall. Like patterns and stuff. Nothing fancy.
It just looks
Or very
ornate.
fancy, nothing unique at this point.
It just looks like ornamentation as opposed to, you know, anything with meaning that I can discern anyway. We should go further. Mister's just going
Yeah.
further then. She just
Well, let's
says
go.
that and she goes.
Ren, are you just kind of following with your orb of light?
Pretty much.
All right, so
Yep.
you're
Mist
lagging
has a
behind a
torch,
little bit
so
because
she's-
Mist has a
yeah.
torch and has taken the lead, but you're staying behind a bit to, you know, make sure nothing
Bring
sneaks
it.
up on you. You have the light. So yeah, for once you're being slightly responsible.
Mist is also kind of looking like she's really excited, but she's also paying attention for things that might be traps or,
Okay.
because if this place has the symbol on it, it's probably not as direct as it seems. So she's paying attention to everything she can.
Perception.
Boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, just perception. Cat has her ass in your face.
16 again.
What a rude cat.
That's
So
a cat.
As you're progressing, you do notice little things that might have been traps, but they look like they've either been sprung or disarmed, but not recently. Like there are pressure plates that look like they've been pressed in, but they're kind of like, they're not rusted over necessarily, but like the gaps are filled in with ooze.
Huh.
Gross.
Yeah, your Eldritch Sight catches glimpses of like traces of magic in the walls, but you can't sense what sort it is, but it feels like it's not been present for a while.
Okay. Yeah, Mist sort of makes note of this. She's like, there were traps here, but it seems they're all rather... They've been out of commission for a long time.
Dawn.
Let's not take any chances.
I
Eyes
know,
away.
Considering what was on the door, things are probably not necessarily what they seem to be.
Do
So,
they look
we want
just-
to pay attention.
Do they just look old, or do they God, words, sorry. Do they look like they've been disarmed?
Which, I mean, it was just old, right?
It's hard for you to tell.
Okay. It's kind of hard to tell.
You
mean,
you
could
are
have been
not
both.
an expert in traps, so you can't say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ren can investigate them and tell.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation.
What's her investigation at? 15.
Okay. They look like they have been.
Oh, actually, no, 21.
Okay. Well,
I rolled below 4, so it counts as a
you
10.
you crouch down next to the pressure plate in particular, and you actually reach out and press it down a little bit, but it doesn't go down any further. And that immediately tells you that it's been fired, basically. Like it was not necessarily disarmed, but it went off.
It was triggered.
Yeah.
Well, this one in particular was triggered, so it stands to reason that the rest of them likely were as well.
So someone might have been here before us.
But a long
A
time
long
ago.
time ago, yeah. That being said, if they were triggered, then there could still be active traps. And
That is
we
true.
should be
Well,
We
on the
let's
should
keep-
lookout.
pay attention.
Let's keep our guard up. I don't really want a dart in the back of my head.
Yeah, I feel it's the same.
Looking at where the trap was, is there any like residue on the beneath the slime on the walls? Is there any like obvious result of the trap being triggered anywhere?
Nothing you can see.
Hmm.
Okay.
So you guys progress a little further, and the stench of the swamp suddenly gets a lot stronger in front of you, and you look on either side of you, and you actually see the walls taper out, and the sound of like wind moving is, you can hear it coming from in front of you, and it sounds like it's moving around a rather large room.
Ugh,
Yeah.
does anyone else smell that?
That
Yeah.
smells like home.
Yeah.
Mist is still paying attention to everything, and she's gonna see if she can like try to look around the room some.
Okay. You step forward, and
Holy shit.
Ooh.
Mist is into it.
hold on.
Yeah, so is Lavi. I haven't heard music for a bit. Oh, there it is. Never mind.
I like this.
I haven't heard
Yes.
music because there's been no music.
You simply had to speak, and the music came back.
So you step forward and you see nothing but darkness in front of you, and you step a little bit further in, and you see an altar first and foremost. And the tentacles on your arm mist start to squeeze your arm a little tighter before releasing, and you feel them kind of start to spread. But you can't see anything else around you. You just see blackness and this altar kind of in what looks like the middle of the floor.
Mist kind of looks at her arm and looks at the tentacles. She holds her arm out to see if they're gonna do anything, like towards where the altar is.
They kind of pull.
All right. She sort of glances back, and she gives the others a look like something might happen. But then she starts walking towards the altar.
Fluffy's like, I'm following you, fam. Like, follows behind.
Mist, make a dexterity check. Or saving throw.
Yep.
Don't say yep.
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 Nope!
You take a step forward, almost drawn by your arm, and your foot snags up against, like, a bone. Like a rib cage, and you stumble a little bit. And as you do, all of you in a room hear a voice hiss out. Just.
Oh, like that.
Just come to me.
Is it a familiar voice?
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? It's not familiar to Mist, is it?
No.
Okay.
Luffy's like, Mist, I would rather not.
Mist,
you
reach out to catch your balance, and your hand, the hand not with the tentacles, catches on the edge of the altar, and then another voice comes in that just says, "What is this place?" And the voice hisses in return, "This is my temple, child." And Luffy, you kind of recognize the first voice, actually. Not the hissing one, but the more human voice.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no.
And you hear the voice ask, "Who are you?" And the hissing voice says, "I am that which waits. If you would help, I would give you power." And there's a hesitance. And then, Mist, your tentacles reach out and actually grab the edge of the altar, and the lights around the room flare to life. All of the torches, and you guys are brought into light. Just this flickering orange light. You see that the room is just desiccated. What looks like what might have once been splendor, with possibly worship of some sort, has this fallen into decay and ruin. But behind the altar that Mist is still kind of gripping onto, you see an image flicker into life. And Luffy, you recognize it. But it's different. And for a moment you can't quite put your finger on it. But it hits you that this is Fridial, but a good 50 years younger. And you just kind of sit there and watch while you see Fridial look around with his panic look on his face. Jesus, this got loud. He's looking around with this panic look on his face and just, "Who are you?" And the voice just says again, "I am that which waits. If you would help, I will give you strength." And he pauses, and there's a skip. What seems like more conversation that took place is basically skipped over. And you see Fridial pacing, and he just says, "How would I become this master of death?" And you guys just hear this hissing sound that's no longer a voice, but he seems to recognize what it's saying. And he looks up and nods a few times. And he opens his mouth and no sound comes out, and it skips again. And you see him off to the side of the altar, pacing back and forth. And the voice hisses in, "You must break the seal to find the realms from beyond, to find me." And Friol nods and asks, "How will I break this seal? How will I seek you out, Master?" And it skips forward again, and this time Friol is looking kind of ragged, thinner almost, older, but not like significantly so, just like he's been through a lot. And the voice says, "The 5 are needed to break the seal. The Weaver is needed, the Questioner, the Protector, and the one that is tied to the sea itself. And then the Outlander will be joining them. They are all needed to break my seal." And Friol nods.
Ren's eyes have gotten like progressively more squinty as like this has gone on.
Yeah.
And Friol nods again. "I think we have a lead on the Death Weaver. She will be trained and brought up to be what is needed." And there's kind of a pleased silence to the voice. If silence can be pleased, that is. Yeah, Mist, you know what that is, basically. And then it skips forward again. And it's Friol kneeling before this altar, saying, "I am ready, my lord. Give me the power to become the Master of Death." And a small item is slowly appears on the altar itself, and Friol looks at it, reaches out and grabs it, and there's a green glow that bursts into his hand. And he nods and tucks it away, and you can't get a good look at the item. And he asks, "Will these 5 be enough?" And the voice returns, "They will be enough to open the first barrier, but the souls needed to open the final are innumerable. You must destroy your realm to welcome me in." And Friol, without any amount of hesitation on his voice, just nods. He says, "It will be so." And with that, the images in front of you guys fade out to nothingness. And
Well, that was
the room is
rather
silent.
cryptic, wasn't it?
No,
No,
not really.
no.
I
That
have a
wasn't.
question. That hissing doesn't sound familiar, does it?
No.
Okay. Because Mist wouldn't. She wouldn't recognize it anyway.
Uh,
I mean,
So,
is that an out of character question?
Yeah.
Sort of, then.
Okay.
The cadence of its voice was more familiar than the sound of it.
Fluffy is she's
Miss-
gonna go up to the altar. She's just gonna stroll up to the altar. Does anything stop her?
No.
She's gonna slam on it a few times with her fist.
Nothing happens.
Hey! And she slams on it a couple times.
Nope.
what are you doing, Luffy?
How sturdy is it?
It is thick stone marble, but it is black marble.
Alright, she shoves it as if she half expects it to fall over, but probably just pushes herself back with the momentum.
Yeah, basically.
You have questions. Mist is looking at Luffy.
You know, I think it gave us all the answers we really needed.
It did. It gave us a lot. You know.
My
there is-
question is,
Your
what,
master's an asshole. She looks at Laffy.
Yeah.
Gee, I hadn't, you know,
Just getting that out there.
thanks for that bit of information. I just never realized up until now. So-
Mist is
You know,
gonna.
he was slightly less of an asshole when he wasn't intending to destroy the entire planet.
No, I thought that was probably going to happen anyway if he was allied with the demons, all the souls being stuck in one place.
I mean,
Source
he's
of
never really
power.
been allied
Eh,
with demons.
here's the thing, right?
Unless
Okay.
he is a demon.
None of you questioning what the other thing that was talking to him is.
We
Well,
are.
Well,
of
it's not gonna
course.
give us answers.
I thought maybe if I yelled loud enough and hit some things, we would get its attention, but that is evidently not
This
how this is
place.
going to go.
This place will likely only give us more questions. Mist is walking around somewhat. I mean, first she looks at the altar. Are there any symbols on the altar?
Yeah, a whole
She's-
lot.
Alright.
But none you recognize.
It's not a language either, right? I mean, she
they-
makes
they-
notes on them.
They don't look decorative because there's a clear pattern to them,
Yeah.
but it's nothing that seems obvious to you. But are you walking around and taking in the rest of the room?
Yep.
Make a perception check.
Oh boy. Here we go. There's so much perception. Oh, this is +5. 24.
Up against the back wall is a mural you recognize.
Shit. Oh,
Um,
she goes over there.
It is a combination of the three that you saw within the ancient temple you went atop the mountain. There's the being above the ocean, a being within the sky, and a being with arms spread over the earth. And it is the mural that you saw before, but combined into one, basically.
Yeah. Mist sort of points this out. She's like, look at this over here. Is
Does
this not familiar?
Fluffy's gonna look around? Is there any fourth being?
You can make a perception check.
All right, that's what I'm gonna fucking do. Well, but do I catch anything with the passive perception? With
Nope.
the 15. Okay.
Oh, that's
well,
up to 15. I'm gonna get. Okay, yeah, I don't know. Go ahead.
Mist is also 15.
4.
No. No. But Bran, make a wisdom saving throw for me right now.
Oh
Oh
shit!
God! What?
Why?
Suddenly.
No.
What is my wisdom saving throw? 0. Fantastic.
I don't like it.
Okay. You're just kind of sitting there like, what the hell is going on? Like you don't know.
You're right. He doesn't.
Yeah, but you feel this weird like sensation, like something is trying to get your attention from beneath the altar. Like not beneath it, but like at the foot of it.
Bran's he's gonna turn towards the altar and go see what's trying to get his attention. Then.
Okay. You notice something everyone else seemed to have missed, and there is a slender blade that seems to catch the light and kind of refract it into many other colors.
Oh my.
And it just seems like it's sitting there, just tucked into the altar, and no one else has seemed to notice it.
Bran's gonna kind of like get a closer look at it. He's not gonna grab it yet.
The blade seems to be made out of a silvery metal that, again, it doesn't. It's grabbing the light and kind of glimmering off the blade in a rainbow kind of pattern. And it looks like
It's a prismatic rapier.
and it is a rapier, and you can feel that it is trying to get your attention. Like it is trying to get your attention.
Bran's gonna like look back at the party for 1 second, and then he's gonna look back at the rapier, and he's gonna just kind of shrug and just pick it up.
Okay. When you wrap your hands about it, you hear a warm, benevolent sounding voice in your head, just say, "Finally."
I knew
Bran's
it.
like,
I've been
looks
waiting
around.
for this moment.
And it is very light in your touch, and it seems like it is made for your hand.
Mm,
You give it a few like experimental swings, and it makes like this quiet humming noise.
Ren turns
yeah,
around and is
Mist
like,
hears that sound and she
Yeah,
looks over.
It's just like boom, 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 boom. Not unlike a lightsaber, but a lot quieter and not as like obnoxious and loud.
Bran
Ah,
just
what
like
is
looks.
that?
what?
Bran is not paying attention to them at the moment. He just kind of like looks the rapier up and down again. And he makes this like not bad kind of face. He's like, I like it.
Good.
He stops. He's like, who said that?
No
No
one said
response.
anything but us, Bran. What did you find?
Well, I found a very fancy looking blade. He kind
Just
of like
goes over there.
gestures to it.
She's got her Elder Sight up pretty constantly. She's looking
It's
at
hella magical.
it.
This
She
blade is magic as
she's
shit.
like,
Yeah.
that is very magical right there.
Well, I couldn't tell that just by looking at it.
So here's the thing, guys, right? We went into a freaky deaky temple. We watched some visions where my master agreed to destroy the world for some strange voice. And now Brad has found a magical blade. I am a touch uncomfortable.
I'm keeping it.
Oh my god.
Bran, can Mist discern any of the magic from it?
Not without like an identify spell.
I mean, she's probably gonna do that too. She's like,
Okay.
hold it out just for a moment.
I mean, if you want to take a look at it, go ahead, but I want it back.
You can have it back. Don't worry, I'm not good with rapiers.
So Mist, you reach
I
out
am.
and grab it, and
You-
it is.
if
it
you-
is- Sorry, go ahead.
Luffy looks at
Maniacal
Mist.
dibs.
Bran
Luffy
just
looks at
gives
Mist
her
and she's
this
like,
look.
"Throw it, just fucking throw it, just fucking
So
throw it."
Mist, when you grab it, it is heavy in your hand, and it just feels wrong when you're holding it.
Yeah.
But like in a way that you're like, this is not meant for me to hold.
Yeah.
But your eyes flash, and the sword itself returns the flash with this blue silver light, and you glean that it is a +3 weapon.
Oh
Oh
shit.
my.
And this is a bit long. I will be sending this to you after the fact, but
Yeah, okay.
you understand that it will resonate with the sound of bardic powers. And
It's a song blade.
what it does mechanically is whenever you use a bardic feature, the weapon will allow you to bestow a +2 power bonus to one ally's next attack or damage roll. Alternatively, they can hold on to this power bonus and apply it to their next AC or saving throw on their next reaction. They cannot hold on to it, and if the ally does not consume the power bonus by their next turn, they lose it.
All right. Yeah.
Fancy.
Mist relays this in a way that makes fucking sense.
Yeah,
Um.
by and large, the simplest explanation is it would resonate with Bran's certain sort of magic, and
Yeah.
would allow him to provide, would allow him to gift some of that power onto another person.
It
Yeah.
make it
Huh.
the magic real
That's
good.
basically what she says. And
Well, that's awfully convenient.
she hands it back, and she's still watching him though. She's like, "Did you hear something speak to you?"
But Brant, the second you grab it, actually, and again, it just feels like you should be holding this. The voice just speaks to you. It says, "Welcome, Outland, or welcome, outsider. I have been waiting."
Bran just like looks back at Mist and he's like, "It's talking to me."
Oh, I was wondering about that.
Is it sassing you?
What is it
Not at the
saying?
moment. It said, "Welcome, outsider." Whatever that means. Assuming that means because I'm from Sigil, not from around here, you know.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
I mean,
these
we
temples
just
are devoted to Sigillian people, so
You know
maybe
what,
they
Dawn?
forgot something.
well, you're
Why is it
also now a
really-
part of this. If you didn't
Like-
hear, that whole thing that we just saw.
Yes,
About
that
the
was
Outlander
my
thing?
train of thought actually. I guess me picking this thing up now makes me part of whatever that was.
Now you're part of the prophecy. It feels
lovely.
awful.
Bran just shrugs. Prophecy,
Least you-
whatever.
At least you got a cool sword out of it.
At least I got a cool sword out of it.
Mist is now looking around again.
Does the voice sound like the voice that we were just hearing?
Good
Or-
question.
What does the voice sound like?
It's deep, friendly. It sounds like kind of a jovial barkeep, almost. Like, it is objectively friendly.
Very,
Sounds like your best friend.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sounds like a decent enough fellow, I would say. Not like any of the voices we heard just a moment before.
Well, that's
I
good
guess
anyway.
that's good.
Brandon kind of looks back at the sword. You got a name, or do I need to give you one?
I am the outsider's blade. You may call me what you will, though.
Good, because that's not
That's-
very catchy. And I'm guessing they can't hear the voice.
Yeah.
No, they can't hear the voice
So
at all.
Brand's just
Yeah.
talking to himself.
Yeah, Mist
Luffy's
is like,
just
"This is
standing
what
there
it's-"
watching him like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ren
it's
too.
like, this is what it's like when you're talking to me, isn't it?
yeah,
Huh.
exactly what it looks like, miss.
Put-
That's
puts
why
that
we
into-
don't do it.
It's
Puts that
amazing.
into perspective, doesn't it?
It's entertaining, honestly.
Well, I'll have to think on it a bit. Give it a fitting name, I suppose.
Yeah, Mist continues to look around. Like, is
Jonathan, Gregory, Bames,
Is-
Garrel.
there beams?
Bran like looks back to the sword again. So I'm going to have some questions to ask you later.
I will try to provide answers.
Good, because I have a feeling you and I are going to be partners for a while.
That would please me.
Good. You know what? I think it would please me too.
Yeah, Mist is looking around to see if she notices anything else interesting in the room.
Perception.
Ren's looking around for another door.
Right,
Yeah,
Ren, perception as well.
Here we go with the perception. 12, God.
Ren,
We're
you're
doing
just like,
great.
it smells in this room. You saw some shit that you don't know what it was. You're unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you can think of right now. You're just like, fuck, man.
God damn it, everything.
Mist is the 12-year perception.
Yeah, it's not great.
You don't see anything
Better.
else. Yeah, you just see this altar, the mural against the back wall, and that's it.
Yeah,
Nope.
Mist is she brings up the arm with the tentacles, but she's also just kind of like this thinking. She kind of glances at him occasionally. She's just looking around the room.
They've calmed down significantly.
Okay.
They're
She's like-
kind of back to their old writhing selves.
Yeah. She's just like, so either this is a temple of mysteries and secrets, or the Magi and what is not are somehow connected. Mist kind of looks back over to the others and she's like, we should probably talk about that time that we never wanted to talk about, you know, the day that we went through the portal.
The day that you leveled an entire tower full of
We didn't do
elves.
that. We stopped it from happening.
Semantics.
I mean,
Semantics.
you don't know that you didn't level the tower. The
We were in
teleportation.
the tower!
We were
But,
in
I
this
mean,
tower.
after we went through the portal, like the portal could have exploded everything. We don't know how it goes opening a portal.
I mean, I guess we'll find out whenever we go back, because I have that thing that brings us back. Hopefully it doesn't blow up every city. But
But
anyway...
opening a portal for the first time in forever.
Right. I don't know. Regardless, there were some things, Nuffy. I mean, we heard before,
Why
that-
Luffy specifically?
because you and I are apparently rather connected to this whole mess. I know we all are, but when I asked him questions and he answered, he said that you were more or less groomed into what he wanted, but I was created in the shape of their desire. Now that could be metaphorical, or it could be literal.
Well, I
now we find
just heard.
Yeah. I will say, though, that that voice and what it's after is not at all... It's not connected to what I am connected to. I mean, it might be, but it's not what I'm looking
It's not
for.
what you... Well,
No.
that's good to know, at least.
The unknown does not want to destroy all souls. It does not want to destroy sentience. It doesn't make any... No, it wouldn't want to do that.
Well, the
Well-
conclusion I'm drawing from this is no matter what, we've got to put a stop to it.
Yeah, obviously.
I just, not to be a jerk, but there's a bunch of planes out there, so just destroying one would be like a drop in the bucket. Not that I agree, it's my plane. I don't love it. I think it needs work. It's a real fixer-upper. But what I'm saying is, you know, if you want to achieve some sort of power, I imagine that something way beyond us wouldn't necessarily view this as a
Perhaps-
substantial loss.
That's
Perhaps
true.
there is something particular about this plane.
But as I'm saying, it's not something that what I follow would want. I mean, it's certainly a... We know that souls provide power, and what he's after... I mean, all the souls right now are trapped here. I always thought that he might have been trying to use them because they were trapped here. And now it seems very clear that that's the case. I'm not... I don't know.
Maybe
What if
there's
we
more
untrap
than-
them? What if we untrap the souls?
Well, you know, theoretically, by opening the gate, we would be untrapping the souls.
Yeah,
Because
they'd
they
be slowly released. But
released
that's,
back to the sigil.
Slowly, though.
It's a
We don't know how
gradual thing.
slow that is.
yeah. Maybe
I
if
don't
we...
know how the live stream works. That's your field.
I mean, we could probably learn more about it when we return later, but... To Sigil, I mean. When we return to Sigil, but...
There's no master of death in Sigil, so...
Well, that's
Or
not...
is there? There's not, right?
There are... We can learn
No,
about
but there are
liches. We can learn about how souls work and where they go and what happens if they're trapped. We already know they can be used as power sources.
There's no
Guys-
master of death in Sigil, but there's certainly other masters we could speak to.
I
True.
already have to speak with one of them.
And
Well-
does the master... Is it the master or the mistress of knowledge?
The
Just someone who
Duchess-
knows everything. Yeah.
Duchess of Knowledge, and if she knew everything, I don't know if she knows everything. That would
She
be
kinda knows
awful.
close to everything. She's the Duchess of Knowledge.
Knowing everything means you are no longer sentient in any capacity.
If nothing
Mhm.
else, she might know something that could give us a hand.
Yeah, well, I already am going to find her for my own reasons. Just
I don't
more
think
reasons to
we've-
find her.
I don't think that we've reached like the end of this whole temple thing.
We
I
haven't.
still think we got exploring to do.
I just wanted to say that's something we should.
Let's get out of this room. It smells real bad.
This room makes me angry, and I feel like there's just a presence that is probably listening to us.
Oh,
Well, you
most
know,
definitely.
doesn't, and she looks at Bran. Don't you know that handy dandy spell that breaks stone?
Let's not
if you really
break
want to
What,
anything.
you mean
Let's
shatter?
not break
Yeah.
anything.
I agree, let's not break anything yet.
You're no fun.
Yet. I said yet.
Mist,
Yeah.
Mist is looking around for a door or.
Perception.
Bran's gonna
Again.
talk to his inanimate object again.
Okay. You just
He
you
looks
just make
over-
small talk with it, and it responds, but not like meaningfully.
Bran starts
Jesus.
petting Saint.
Not great.
Okay.
Mist is like, are we going to look for a door or not?
You do see like you catch something that you're like that might have been a door at one point, but you're not sure.
She'd go over to look at it anyway.
All right. Yeah. When you approach, it's like a caved-in door.
So, Mr. Magical Sword, know anything else here we should look at before we leave?
No.
No, is that all?
Yes.
Not going to elaborate.
I don't know anything.
Oh, well. That's a shame. Don't worry, you're still a great sword. It's alright.
Oh my god.
There's no
Luffy
reaction.
Luffy is gonna shoulder check the door just because like she's mad and she wants to shoulder check. things.
Okay. It actually swings open.
Luffy,
Oh,
do I have to roll to somersault? Like,
Yeah.
Brad's just gonna look over there like he saw Luffy doing it out of the corner of his eye, but he didn't expect her to actually knock it open.
Okay.
So he's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whoa.
So your shoulder check pushes the rocks in, and you start to fumble, but you do a 6 somersault off to the other side, and you catch yourself.
yeah, Luffy lands like kind of posed, but like still on the ground, just like
yeah.
like she had just meant to do it all that time.
Brand golf claps for her.
Yeah,
The door is open.
thank you.
You truly are a master of unlocking, aren't you?
I rival Ren really.
Ren
goes
Ren
through
like
the door.
starts walking through and is like, stop hedging in on my territory.
Brad walks past her and he leans over to Luffy. I think she's getting jealous.
I was like, yeah, I'm just so amazing at it, you know?
When
Ugh.
Mist is
Hey,
walking
I'm impressed.
by, she helps Luffy up as much as she can.
So you
Luffy's
guys
probably the only one she can help up, honestly.
you guys proceed down this hallway, but it's not very long until you come up against a smooth circular stone that's a bit taller than you missed, but not by much. And it is like blank slate.
Eldritch sighting the
Alright.
fuck out of it. She's looking at it. She's like, "What is this?"
You do not detect any magic.
Yeah. It's like, well, it doesn't seem to be.
Ren takes a page out of Laffy's book and like gives it an experimental shove because it's round, right?
It doesn't move.
Luffy looks at Mist and she's like, maybe you need to do the things that you
Yeah,
did.
that's what I was thinking, but I don't. There isn't any symbol on it, is there? She's
No.
all right. Well, she's like, it might not work. The symbol's not there, but why not try? So Mist goes up and touches it.
Bran, make a history check for me.
Oh, okay.
Because yeah, Mist, when you touch it, nothing happens.
Yeah, she.
I can
was
do
like,
that.
"Hmm?"
I'm actually good at history.
You recognize that sort of stone, as it is called a proto-portal. And
Brand's sort of like-
it is old and outdated, but yeah.
Brand sort of like, he kind of walks up to it and squints over it and kind of examines it. You know what? I think I know what this is.
What is it?
It's called like it's a proto portal, I think. It's sort of like a portal, but not as, it's more primitive.
How do you
Really?
activate it?
Where the hell is this gonna take us?
Does Brand know how to activate it?
No.
Brand just shakes his head. No idea.
But more primitive. Mist starts looking around the room it's in. Like, wait, is it just at the end of a hallway, or is there like a room?
It's basically at the end of a hallway.
Okay, she's looking at the walls and the hallway. She's looking at the floor. She's looking at the ceiling. She's looking for any indication of anything.
Investigation.
Here we go again.
Anyone want to help?
Please
Yeah,
help.
sure.
Sure.
Oh, can we both help?
22.
Well, I only have a +2, so you help.
Yeah,
okay.
Go ahead.
25.
Hey.
Okay. Between the two of you, you don't find anything.
Damn it! Yeah, she's like.
What about
well,
that, What
Would
about
you
that?
know?
What about that thingy you have, Mist?
Yeah,
Like the
what
portal
about that
thing.
one time that you opened up a portal and then
Which one
we
time?
went to Sigil?
Oh right, yeah, that was. You know what? That
Was that
also.
single use?
Why don't you
No.
take the portal thingy that you got and I don't know.
That thing will bring us to Sigil.
To
Well, I
Sigil.
mean,
Yeah.
poke it
Justice
against for the proto portal, see what happens.
Right.
But
I'm
what
all
if the
for it.
riddle opens?
It's
The
trial and
could.
error.
Supposed to go.
Let's experiment. Why not? Mist takes out the
The
cube.
port stone.
Yeah.
You tap it
she's-
against it, and there's
Yeah,
a flicker of light from the port stone.
She's not
and-
trying to use the port stone, by
Okay,
the way.
but you tap it up against the stone, and the bright light that had been inside of it slips through and touches the stone and spreads out into this bright white light that doesn't do anything, but it's
Obviously,
very
I'm
clearly
having a
there.
sigil.
Well, that did something.
It's-
Progress.
It's not
Progress.
a portal, right?
Not yet. No.
What?
No.
The bright light is just there.
Yeah.
It's like,
Progress.
oh, hmm.
Can Lovey Arcana check this shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking this one will do. Yeah, fucking Arcana check it. 21.
Is you sit there and you examine it, you compare it to like your old knowledge of magic and what you've seen recently, and you recognize that it is the beginnings of a portal, but it is, you can probably make it shoot you out in various places. It does not have another side yet.
Luffy is like, well, it doesn't have another side yet, so we can make it go wherever, I guess. But
I don't think that's necessarily how it works. If a portal doesn't have another side, you
It
can end
doesn't
up
have another
anywhere,
side.
right? It's not you determine, it determines.
oh,
Not
Well.
the best idea necessarily. Because it's not
Well.
necessarily stable, I don't think.
yeah, but we have the cube, so we can just go wherever the portal takes us, and then go back to Sigil.
The thing is, we might not end up in the same place. We might not end up.
What if
Together,
we all hold hands?
Our bodies might not end up, like, our arms might be somewhere, and the rest of us might be somewhere else. You know, that kind of unstable. Probably not wise to go through it at the moment.
Well,
We could throw something through it and see what happens.
no, we can't, because we can't look through the other side of the portal. Probably just send Vathan through it. Yeah.
Experiment with
Didn't
the
you
bird.
try that though? You
Oh yeah, Zin's a bird poofed.
Yeah, well, I mean, if it's anywhere on this plane, I'd probably know where Vathan is. If it's in a different plane, maybe not.
I just feel like we gotta go through this portal, so let's just fucking do it. Probably the dumbest thing we've ever done.
It might be
Or the
pretty
most
dumb, honestly.
dangerous.
You know,
Do you send
Yeah.
Vathan through? Or
Yeah.
alright, with your hand out stretched, Vathan kind of hops down your hand and then jumps into the portal and immediately just
Yeah, Mist is gonna try to see if she can look through Vathan's eyes.
no, Vathan's just gone.
If Vathan's not on the same plane.
No,
then-
he's just gone.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, Vathan's gone, like, completely fucking gone. I don't think we should jump through there.
So maybe there's a way to
Uh,
calibrate it.
maybe
That's
we
the thing,
can
this
just
isn't-
like.
This isn't complete yet. This is, forming, right?
So
You wanted me
I
to
don't
try the
know.
riddle? I don't think that's going to necessarily work, but we could try.
I mean, we could
I mean,
try.
that-
Miss kind of glances at her tentacle arm, kind of like.
It's just kind of
helpful, but she's grinning. She's like, all right, okay. Mist. What she does is she kind of traces her symbol in the air, like right in front of the portal.
okay.
And then she starts saying the riddle.
Okay.
And she's like, should I say it or not?
Now you don't need to say it.
All right,
um,
yeah, she recites that fucking riddle, and it's great.
So with the combination of the riddle and the symbol that you traced in the air, the portal flickers once, twice, the white light gives way, and suddenly you can see like rows upon rows of books.
Oh, it did work.
Bran's gonna squint at it. Is that where I think that is? Is it
The
is
library?
it the librarian sigil or?
You think so, yeah.
Mist is grinning.
Well, we solved that mystery, didn't we? Sort of, kind of. We got a piece of the mystery.
I'm not so sure that solves anything.
Well, we found out where it goes to,
Well,
and
no,
where it
because
goes
the last-
to.
The last time that misused the riddle, it spat us out in sigil. And I mean, Miss symbol in sigil is in the library.
Yeah. So now we know what was up with the symbol in the library.
No, we don't.
Maybe this portal could take us to multiple places, and what Mist did just opened up a portal to there.
Possibly.
Maybe it just led
I
you to
did-
the place you wanted to go the most.
Possibly.
So why wouldn't have? Anyway, are we going through this portal or not?
I thought that there would be more in the ruins than just leading us back to the library and sigil. Like,
Are we certain there's not more on this plane that we need to see?
yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we could just go back to sigil anytime.
Do these?
So-
Ron, do you know if these things operate two-way?
Do they operate? Operate two-way.
Only if they have a corresponding proto portal on the other side.
Does this seem like it does, or?
Probably not, considering where you think it comes out. Like, it needs a corresponding, like, kind of slate of that sword on the other side.
You know, I think if we go through this, I don't think there's any coming back. At least not through this way.
Wonderful.
Oh, I wonder. Is it possible to close it and try again to see if we could have it to go somewhere else?
You don't know, Bran.
Bran just shrugs. Not an idea.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, otherwise it's just stuck open to the library now.
Yeah.
I wonder if anyone on the other side can see us.
I don't
Fluffy
know.
screams into the portal.
You hear a lot. Shh.
Well, they can hear us.
Well, now we know.
Yes, so interesting. So we're leaving this here for now.
Eh.
I don't know what we're supposed to do. Like, why would it lead us back to the library? I mean, we could go through, but
Are there any more loose ends in this plane that any of you would like to see?
So many. So
Yeah.
many loose ends.
We kind of just left. Now there's the demons. What are they
Yes.
doing? But, like,
Yes.
And also time
thing.
passes really quickly here when we're in sigil.
That's true. You know, here's the thing though, right? Going to the library could probably help with all of that. We needed information on demons. We need information on souls. We need a whole lot of information right now. And that seems the most logical place to go to try and find it.
I suppose so. You're not wrong. So I guess we just go through the portal. Fuck.
Is there anything else we should do prior to that? Should I try to close this?
I don't know. What does everyone else think? I'm staunchly not sure.
I mean, this isn't my plane, so
Honestly, I would like to make sure that the door into this place is closed before we leave it.
We won't be able to do that if we leave, though.
I mean, we could go back. I could try to shut the door. Then we could go through the portal. I mean, I opened it in the first place.
Wait, Wait, what?
I mean, the door to this temple that we came in through.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't necessarily want anyone they said they wanted to investigate the place, but I'd rather they not find that altar, mess
let's
around
go
with it.
Close the door and then come back. All right. Yeah.
The portal in front of you is starting to flicker.
Fuck.
Um,
Well, I guess it does close eventually.
Mist, make an Arcana check.
Arcana. Here we go. 24.
Having used Identify on the port stone and stuff, you seem to recall that there's a time limit on the portals that it opens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
1d10 minutes.
Yeah. It's like, well, actually, there's a time limit on this. I'll probably be closing before too long.
So if we don't go through, it'll just close.
Probably.
I guess it's here for a reason. Let's fucking go. Let's just go. Come on, guys. We start walking towards the portal.
If
Gotta
you're
make a
certain.
decision.
Alright, everyone through the
I
portal?
don't
Yep.
like it either, but
It's just time passes so quickly here. We don't know what's going to happen in the meantime.
Puppy's playing with toy.
She is.
Well, I guess if we go, all we can do is trust the denizens of this realm to hold out as long as they can.
Here's the thing.
Friend-
We can't necessarily do anything here right now. What are we going to do here right now?
Ren gives Bran
Revolution.
a really flat look. I don't know, travel to Arda to see what they're doing?
We could, and they're probably just helping with whatever right now. Traveling to Ardor would take a while.
let's go to the library. Let's get what information we can, since no one on the plane knows dick. And then let's come back and arm them with information, because I think that ignorance is probably the worst enemy of this plane right now.
It certainly is.
Very well.
Sounds like a good enough plan to me.
All right.
Plan at all, but
Go through the portal!
No, it fucking
Alright.
sucks and I hate it, but let's go.
Step through the portal. And let me do a tired check. How's everyone doing, like, tired-wise?
I'm
I'm
no
fine.
more tired than I was
I'm
when I
fine.
started.
Okay,
Yeah, I
I'm
can go
fine.
for I can go for a little while longer.
We'll go for a little bit longer. I need a restroom break, actually, though. Be right back.
Do. Like, we all just enter a collective state of non-consciousness as it takes us like 10 minutes to load into Sigil. like we're just standing there like those like well, what game was it where like when you loaded in your character was just like this?
Oh my god. I feel like
The
there are a
T-pose?
few.
Yeah,
I
The
feel
T-pose.
like there are a few.
yeah. That's us in Sigil right
I
now.
love any time where something happens in a game and like a model T poses. It's just the funniest shit in the world.
Yeah.
Especially when you can still move around.
Oh my god.
It's
you're
just
just
like the
moving
most
around as a
obvious
T-person.
form of, oh, I just broke the game somehow.
You did it.
Gosh.
Alright, sorry, all that coffee went right through me.
Yeah, it tends to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so you guys pop out, on the other side of this portal, and once you do, it shuts almost immediately behind you. And you're back in the library, and you are amongst the stacks, and once more above you, you can see the big symbol that was above you when you first came in, missed your symbol in particular. And you
Yep.
were just surrounded by books and upon books upon books.
Mist is pleased, but she's like, all right, okay, so we need information about a lot of things, but I'm going to ask what that's doing up there. So, Mist goes over to see if she could. I mean, she doesn't know where the fuck she's going, but she goes to see if she could look and see anyone who seems like they might be working here. Can
Okay.
she see the blob do?
Okay. You wander for what seems like a while, but in reality, it's like a few minutes.
Oh my god, what's happening?
Something.
Oh my god.
They knocked something over and or fell behind my TV. So
Oh my
continue.
god.
'Cause they're fucking moron. Moving on.
Okay, yeah. So you walk around for what feels like forever, but it's really only like a few minutes. It's just not much change of scenery while you're walking around the library. And eventually you do
Great.
see, yeah. Eventually you do see a tiefling, kind of over by the shelves on top of like one of those moving ladders, putting some books up.
Yeah, Mist goes over there, and she's trying not to startle them because they're on a fucking ladder, but she's like, excuse me.
Yeah. Pushes up
Well-
glasses. Hi.
That worked.
Oh.
Greetings.
Oh. Hi.
Do you work here?
Yeah. First day.
Oh.
Ha. 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 Oh.
Do you know anything about the history of this place?
Yeah. It's
Okay, I have a question. It's important. That symbol up on the ceiling. What is that? Why is that here?
that.
Yes.
He looks at you funny. Are the rest
You might-
are the rest of you guys with Mist?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
The tiefling might notice that Mist is also wearing that symbol all over.
You're all filthy.
Prestidigitation, it's gone.
We just came from a swamp. It's all right.
Oh, good, you know that spell. Oh, okay. Anyway, the symbol
Friend.
up there?
Ren determines
Yes.
to stay filthy just to spite
Yeah,
them.
Luffy remains a dirty girl.
Finley is disgusting. Saint is like dripping like dead people
Luffy
mud.
prestidigitation saint. Like,
Okay.
Saint can be a clean boy, but like, you know.
Saint was just like dripping like swamp mud, and then like with a
Oh.
quiet poop noise, he's clean.
Perfect.
Ren fixes Finley up. She casts it a couple of times and tries to get it out of her innards.
But Luffy and Ren, just disgusting.
Yes.
Alright, we'll drop by Drumfins and get some oil. Magic
I
oil.
don't want to see him again.
Would you prefer to be treated by Aurelian?
And you can Finley's genuinely crying.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Ren's like,
Today's been
Okay,
so long. I just want to hit something.
Ren immediately is like, like guarding
No.
herself.
No.
Not like,
Yeah. Not hit-
Luffy's like, you can hit me.
Mrs.
Yeah.
She's like not,
the
she's
tiefling sitting
listening
there
to
like
this, but she's not paying attention to them. Like she's not looking back at them. She's just patiently waiting for an answer.
Luffy, are you gonna put up a fight?
Oh my god.
No.
Okay.
Fluffy just stands there and is like, she makes herself the most hittable she can.
Finley just spins around and her meaty, or just not meaty, her metal fist just collides with your stomach. You take 6
my
points of bludgeoning damage.
Oh,
And Finley's
oh my god.
Bran kind of like winces and has like sympathy pains.
yeah, I feel
Friend-
better now. Whoa. And it's just like, clink, clink, clink.
Yeah, missed.
And like when
missed
she
kind of-
when she hit you, Laffy, like some of the mud just like squeezed out of her joints. It's like, thanks, Laffy. And she just smacks you on the
Laffy,
back
are
a
you
few
alright?
times.
and Ren is remaining completely silent, but her face is like, and now everyone knows how I feel every single fucking time she's hit me in the face.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Miss looks back up to the tiefling. Don't mind them.
Oh my.
Don't mind the crazy people in the back.
Right, hold on. I have to start the right music
Hey.
up for the library. I was like, do I have library music?
You got it.
Yeah. So the tiefling's just like, I should be kicking you guys out, but
Kick them out.
that was hilarious, so I'm not going to.
Good.
So you want to know about that?
Yes, I do.
Huh. Well, most people. Okay. Yeah, that's just kind of the general, like, library symbol. It's, from what I understand, it stands for questioning that which has been learned. The man who founded the library, it was apparently his thing. I don't know.
Who founded the library?
Yes, that is what I'm curious about too.
And is he still alive?
No. A queer fellow by the name of Ravizram Tysonlar.
Miss
That's
writes this
awful.
down immediately.
Sounds like
Bran just like, well, he sounds
No.
related to you, Mist.
Yeah, no, he was...
His name's about as unpronounceable as yours is.
You got any family around Central? Or, you know, how long ago was this made?
Yes, I'm curious about everything you know about it.
Well, apparently he didn't come from Sigil. He came from a plane, I don't know which one, but he came here way back when Sigil was pulled out of the deep astral sea. He was, I guess, one of the founding gentlemen, if you will. No one really knows what happened to him. He might have been one of the masters at some point, but, you know, he kind of just vanished.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Unfortunate.
yeah.
So you... Is this around other places too?
No, just the library. It's the only, like, remnant of his legacy, I guess. It's...
Really?
Why do you have it on your clothes?
Miss just grins.
Are you an acolyte?
Why would you ask that?
I mean,
An acolyte?
I've heard this before.
the other librarians, basically. I mean, it's not like the uniform, but they're the only ones crazy enough to do something like that. Like one of the zealotrous ones that are like, gotta learn it. Yeah,
Hmm.
they're weird.
Could you point us in the direction of those people?
Yes.
That way. And he points like over the bookshelves, off. To, like,
Fluffy is gonna, just cause like, he's just pointing over some bookshelves. She's like, we're never gonna find him that way. So she's gonna use locate object
okay.
on the symbol. Is there,
It's
is there a
probably
light
on
that she
mist,
can
too.
Yeah,
see?
mist basically lights up like a beacon. The ceiling lights up like a beacon. And in the distance, you can see like this little tiny light.
Yeah, he is that way, but now I got a better read on him, so let's fucking go find him.
Thank you.
Thanks
very
for the
much.
help.
Yeah.
Actually,
Fucking.
one more
Huh?
question:
What?
Are there any books or anything? concerning him here?
Yeah, there's books for everything here.
Good. I'd like to find some of that time.
I don't know why I found that so funny.
The expression, though.
Yeah.
Good.
It's sort of her thing.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm so worried. But you know what? You didn't know my
Why
name,
is-
so whatever.
Why is the customer service wherever we go so terrible? Anyway, that's peace out. And as
Seriously.
Luffy goes,
Seriously, it's a good thing none of these people operate on tips or anything as
Fucking
they're walking
weirdos.
away.
as Luffy goes, she's prestidigitationing dirt off herself now that she's away from the guy who criticized her.
Ren is
Okay.
just remaining dirty.
She's just
She
remaining
figures
a
one
dirty
of them
girl.
will. Yeah, no, she's just remaining dirty because she figures she's tracking mud everywhere, and like one of either him or someone else is gonna have to clean it because she's in his section. So
Okay, so you guys walk for again what feels like fucking forever. But you're pretty. It was literally like 5 minutes, maybe.
As they go, Luffy's just like, "This is the libraries that never ends. It just goes on and on, my friends."
As you're singing, there's this sound from the ceiling that says, "Shh."
We started walking in it, not knowing what it was, and we'll continue walking in it just because.
I don't think I've ever heard that verse.
You never heard that
Yeah.
part?
No, I've only heard the first part.
Oh
Oh my god!
Yeah.
yeah, no, there's
grew
a
up,
whole
I
song.
Wow.
fucking grew up on
Yeah.
lamb chop. I'll never
Yeah, me
forget
too.
that thing.
Yeah.
So did I, but I don't remember any of it. I had a
That's all
lamb
I
chop.
remember.
I had a lamb chop puppet.
Me too.
It's
So
just
did
it's
I.
engraved in my soul at this point. I think.
So you guys, you get to where the locate object took you, and you see it's just the front desk.
Really? It's on the front desk?
Yeah, it's just carved into the front of the front desk.
How did I not notice that before?
Luffy just stands there like,
You know what? Okay, I have a question. Is it like this picture where the front desk is like in the middle of tiered things that go up?
Yeah, but like the entrance is near that front desk, so it's like you go to the front desk and then you go up.
Okay. Mist is like, I will be back in a moment. I'm going to see if I can find where they are.
Where are you going?
Up.
Alright, so Mist, you start to float
Yeah.
up, and as Mist, you ascend. Slowly, a blob forms at the desk, and the eye looks at the rest of you guys.
Mist looks
Does it
down
have-
at the blob. She's like, oh, hello.
The eye just. You see, like this gooey eyebrow furrow.
"Ooh, I never wanted to hear an eyebrow described as
Yeah.
gooey."
Yeah. You hear this weird voice. Get down here!
I'm not harming anything. We are looking.
Get down!
She's coming down as she's talking, and she's like, we are looking for the other librarians, the acolytes, those that would have this symbol, or know what it is.
Nobody wears the symbol.
Why not?
Well, clearly she does.
It's gaudy.
Well, that's just
Miss-
rude.
Yeah, Mist has this look, and there's like this flare of the dark energy around her, almost like she
See?
had a moment of "How dare you!"
See, gaudy.
But
Tacky.
she's just like,
Who raised you?
you know, I liked you once.
I don't really think Goop had proper parents.
I was hatched.
Yeah, see, no
Yeah,
proper
well,
I
parenting.
ate my mother.
Well,
I'm sorry, do you want to run that by me again?
I ate my mother.
That's unsettling.
well,
Don't shame my people.
Hey, you do you.
Ren
I just wanted.
gives it the judgiest look, like the absolute
I mean,
It returns it with
pink
its single
shadiest
eye.
shove.
Now you know what it feels like to be judged. We've all been judged within a matter of minutes. So anyway,
Miss does too, but it was ever since she said the symbol was gaudy. It was just like, you have made an enemy now. and she's just like, where are the other acolytes?
All around the library.
Ren looks at the desk, and she's trying to see if there's like a button for an intercom or something.
Oh, perception. Yeah.
All right,
Also, Ether sounds
Alright.
really unhappy.
it's because the cat is over there where she can't get to, so she's sitting there whining because she can't get over there.
Whiny pup. You have.
A 3.
You are mostly offended at this goo person.
Yeah,
And then Ren looks up and is like, "Do you have an intercom in this library?"
What? No.
they must have. It was going off before.
Yeah, it was yelling "shh" at us.
That's a spell. We normally use telepathy to communicate here.
Oh, well, can you tell all the acolytes to like gather at the front desk temporarily for a moment?
One moment.
Thank you.
And the goo kind of flattens out, and there's just the eye. And then it sits up, and what will deal with you shortly.
Excellent.
Ren looks surprised because she wasn't actually expecting that to work, but cool.
And in short order, what looks like an acolyte, where they're just wearing like a pin of the symbol, shuffles up, and it is a genasi with like hair that is consistently windblown. He's like, "Hello."
Mist is looking like she looks at him with almost an odd look. It like
Are you trying to
It's-
hit on me? Don't look at me like that.
no, sorry. I have a lot of questions about.
I'll be back.
Oh no.
Puppy
The
needs to
pup.
poop. Poopy power.
Should I wait or
Go for it.
all right? She's like, I have a lot of questions about this symbol and the one who brought it here.
Yep, right. What do you want to know?
Everything. She grins.
No.
Why?
Specifics.
All right. Miss looks like she's going through a lot of things in her head.
She's going through a lot today.
Yeah. She's like, all right. So, this man, what did he look like? Does anyone know?
No, it was about 10,000 years ago.
10,000. Interesting.
So there was no paintings. So
None that survived.
Does he have?
survived what?
Time. Have you ever kept anything for 10,000 years? It just doesn't work.
This plane is like magic as shit.
Yeah, and even magic fades with 10,000 years.
No, not if you are. Never mind.
Are there any people that are related to him that still live?
They say some of the half-elves out in the outer district might have some of his blood in them, but...
Well, if he just slowly looks at Bran.
Bran makes a face.
All right. And
It'd be properly diluted, mind you, but...
that's fine. Are there... So the symbol theoretically stands for questioning all that is known. Is that true? Does it hold any power to your knowledge?
No, it is mostly like This is a seagull, if you will, of our order.
Really? Mist, Mist is trying not
No,
to crack up.
I am lying to you.
No, that's fine. I mean, she clearly has it all fucking over her.
He is just like purposefully ignoring that.
Yeah.
Just like, puppy's back.
Yay.
Who is the head of your order? Is it the Duchess of Knowledge?
Yeah.
Would it be possible to get an audience with her if there is permission from the Master of Planes?
Oh, if you've got that permission, yeah.
Excellent.
Very simple. Otherwise, you'll be waiting quite some time.
How would one go about that if they did have that permission?
Good question. Very good question.
Is it not?
You.
Is there somewhere where your order, like a place where they gather, besides the library, of course?
No, just here.
All right. Do you know of anyone who might know? I'll just have to ask everybody then.
He looks to the rest of you guys and he looks at you like pityingly.
You know, your attitude is completely unwarranted. You would think that someone who is an academic would be a little bit less pretentious.
Especially when wearing that.
Just saying.
Have you ever met an academic? All we do
Yes.
is be pretentious.
No, it's also intellectuals.
Mist is just inwardly wondering how that symbol may or may not cause this person pain in the future.
She's like, I'm just saying, maybe take a bit of academic criticism on your fucking attitude. And Luffy turns around and she walks away.
Okay.
Yeah, Mist is considering, and she's just like, thank you, and she's probably
welcome.
waiting for someone else to come.
No one else is coming.
Really?
Yeah, he walks off and leaves.
Wait. I'm sorry. I just need to, what can I do to fuck with someone? Laffy just, she prestidigitations just the faint smell of a fart just under his nose as he walks away.
He's just... He looks back at you guys like...
And it's persistent, like it follows him. She's prestidigitationed it under his nose
Okay,
specifically.
yeah, he's just like...
That'll last for up to 1 hour.
Yeah, Mist is like, what a disgrace to the symbol of what is not.
Why is everyone we meet so rude? Like, I understand that we're weird, right? I know that. I am aware of that. But, like, this is sigil.
I don't know.
I suppose weird, crazy people like us are a dime a dozen in a city like this.
Fucking, I guess so. So, are we just gonna go to the Duchess of Knowledge and ask our questions? Or are we gonna try our luck in the library?
Here's the thing. We should probably look in the library first, because I don't think asking the Duchess of Knowledge our questions would... I think some of them are more obvious than that. I was given permission to ask about my path, where I should go to find out what I am. That's probably not something that can be found here. I mean, maybe it is, but I don't think so. So I think any questions we ask the Duchess of Knowledge probably need to be rather... Like, we can't find them anywhere else sort of questions.
Hmm.
Here, though, at least, maybe the books would be more helpful. And there's probably something about demons. There's probably a lot about souls. We can look.
Yeah.
And you know what? Why don't we look up the bloody Magi?
That too.
Yeah, Fuck, you're right.
I'm going to look up that guy. Okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Come on.
Since I don't think people are going to be that useful.
I'm gonna
Ren
shove that
splits
nerd
off.
into a trash can if I see him again, says Luffy as she
You are free.
walks off.
It is
Yeah.
absolutely repulsive that it
Let's-
has that, and
let's-
he's acting in such an arrogant manner.
Let's reconvene here in like an hour, give or take.
Who am
I'm
I going
going to-
with?
I'm going to
So I'm
find a nice spot to take a nap.
Have fun with it.
But you could be.
Or you could help us research as you swats him at the back of the head.
Research? Fine.
Good boy. And Ren walks off to go look up the Magi.
Yeah, Luffy's gonna go look up souls because
Okay.
Miss,
necromancy.
yeah, Mist hopes that what she's looking for is near Laffy because she's gonna get fucking lost as fuck.
Luffy will find her. It's fine.
And Bren, once they're gone, the sword just goes, "Oh, it's good to be home."
You're from here.
I am.
Well, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised.
Forged out of the finest star metal
Huh.
by the finest blacksmith in the world. Land, really, not world. Land.
Good save there.
Yeah, that was a little embarrassing.
Hey, there's some personality out of you.
That was shit.
Well, in any case, I'm glad to be home too.
Okay. With everyone going off in their own ways, that's where we're gonna end for the night.
Okay.
Because it's been
Hey.
about a little over 3 hours, almost 3.5.
Nice.
Alright. Well, stream. Thanks for watching. We'll be back about the same time next week.
Bye.
Bye, streams.
Bye.